6:13
So
on
good.
this Monday. It's Magic 89.9. Good morning, everybody. Again, this is the morning show called Good Times. Samo in studio. We have Bam coming up at 7 a.m. tomorrow. We'll get the four of us, and Wednesday as well. Big things lined up for this week, but no bigger than this announcement. If you want to stream us live, we are now tying up with a service called Playback.tv. Playback's got a partnership with the NBA. A lot of people use it in other countries when you stream NBA games. Sam, did you mute me?
No.
No? Okay. Now you sound a lot better. Okay, there you go.
It's a Monday.
And we are going to be doing that. That's how you consume us live if you're online. What's great is Playback's got an app as well. I suggest you get the app and listen to us there. And the reason why is it's a great way for us to interact with you, whether you're in the Philippines, in different provinces that you don't get the radio signal, or if you're in other countries. We will have games, as we always do on the radio show, but some of these prizes you can only win via the live stream. So absolutely get to playback.tv/goodtimes. Now, I know one of the kind of early feedback I'm getting is that if you search Good Times on playback.tv off the app, you might not see us yet. I will try to figure out how we can fix that. But a good way to do it is just open up a browser on your phone, type in that URL, playback.tv/goodtimes, and then just hit join room. That's kind of the equivalent of hitting subscribe on YouTube. And boom, you'll get a notification every time the show is on. I've consolidated both Good Times, our podcast, Sam, and this radio show together on that channel.
Neat.
And Magic 89.9 will also have its own stream, so you can check out all the other shows at the station. All of this is going to be a little kind of fast-moving, but it won't be abrupt. Like, we're not just going to cut the Facebook stream. We're not just going to cut all of that stuff today, but the vision is everything is going to go through Playback. So if you like consuming this show visually, and if you want to win some prizes, and if you want to interact with other listeners, because there's a great chat service there, if you want all of that stuff, playback.tv/goodtimes is the way to go. And do it. Because why not? Like, you can do both. You can listen to radio, but you can also interact on the app. And if you could do it simultaneously, then more chances of you to enjoy it and win prizes every day. Sam, every day.
Yeah, no, I like how everything is now just going to be happening in one place. It's like Good Time Central. I love that.
Yeah, it is really cool. And some of the ideas that I've, concocted in my head, like the just kind of segments that we do with, I think there are some segments from the past that we definitely should bring into the current version of this show. This is our third week back after the COVID disaster.
Right.
That was. So we are, baby stepping ourselves back into the radio gig. But it's been massive these past 2 weeks, especially last week. Man, the feedback last week I got was incredible.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you got the same too. Sure you got the same, right?
Oh, I mean, yes, I heard good stuff. Thank you very much. And I mean, I'm all alone in the booth now, and I'm like, where are my friends? I'm all alone here.
7 o'clock.
I'm not used to this.
But it's been fantastic. And thank you guys for sharing and for messaging us, and for telling our bosses and telling the station, and just reading the stuff on Reddit, on Discord. I mean, some of the things that you guys are posting about us being back on the radio has just been huge. So now we invite you, check us out online. Hey, is there any, as we kind of mature with our tech side, right, by modernizing and getting online instead of just being terrestrial radio, are there certain things, Sam, or you guys out there at 863108899, are you purposely turning your back on certain technology? Like, you refuse to do Gcash, you refuse to do the Maya, you're always paying in cash. You just don't want to absorb all of the new stuff.
Oh, like you're going backwards on something because you don't want to be too
That's
into...
a negative way to put it, Sam. I'm not about just keeping yourself old school, being a purist. Right.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you do that is old tech, old school? You refuse?
Man. Oh, I'm still very much like a make a to-do list kind of person. I
on paper?
Yes. I don't like to do the, calendar app, organizer app. No. Very analog. I'm still writing things down, crossing out on a desk calendar. I'm into that.
Where do you put it?
On my desk. I have a desk. at home. Do people?
You are not. Yeah, but you don't work in an office. You're a host. You're jumping from event to event. You're with all of the world's biggest celebrities.
Doing stuff. I mean, I'm publicity ambassador for a peace org. You know, I'm very involved with my church. I have other stuff going on.
You're not just hanging out with the world's biggest stars.
No,
but you're also
there's other
you're
ganaps
also
in my
putting a
life.
stop to wars.
Okay.
I mean, you go to rough parts of the world and you tell them to stop killing each other. I get it. You need to write some of that stuff down.
It helps. Yeah.
863108899. You're purposefully turning your back on certain technology. I talk about it a lot, and I hope I don't over talk about it, but I take French, right? That's something that dominates my life. All of my free time is spent learning French. And that is kind of backward because you can go travel to 80 countries and have an app that literally says everything you want it to say and even interprets the stuff that's being brought back to you super fast in real time. No need to learn a foreign language, but here I am, old school, learning the ABCs of French. Let's take our first call here. Oh, yeah, you're turning your back on technology. Good morning.
Hi.
Hi, good morning. This is Burns.
Burns. Hi.
Burn. What's going on, buddy?
Yeah, you know the new cars these days, lahat na lang merong parang may sinoplak na lang na tablet sa harapan. So I still want the old looks of the cars. Merong knobs, merong some buttons here and there. Pero yung lahat na lang parang nilagyan mo na lang computer sa sakyan. But I still want the old cars.
Why are you resisting this?
Yeah, I've never heard anyone who wanted knobs.
It's a distraction actually for me. Dapat naka-focus ka sa sakyan. But then you have to push this button here and there.
Is it also because, we're pretty much doing...
Bye. Good morning. Thank you.
Oh, okay,
Good night.
bye. Okay, bye. Rude.
What's you going to say?
No, I was going to say, is it because we are pretty much doing everything through a screen now? And so if you have an opportunity to do without it, do you want to just eliminate another screen? I guess that's a no. All right.
Yeah, no. Listen, I barely have any knobs of any kind in my vehicle. It is very bland because I have a big screen right in. I have Netflix in my vehicle. Like, there's an option to watch Netflix.
Do you ever use that?
Yeah, I do it. Sometimes when I'm parked waiting, I'll put it on. But I mean, I have a Tesla, everybody. So there's not a lot of knobs and bells and whistles. There's a lot of features, but it's all in this little screen. So I think people like the screen. It's crisp. It's HD. It looks really, kind of futuristic. I'm kind of shocked that we got a call somebody saying they want knobs. Like, that's kind of wild.
I want knobs.
You know what Nico does, dude? Nico Ramos, of course, of this radio show and of the podcast, and I think he's back this coming weekend, Sam with us.
He is awesome.
Yeah, I think he's back on PSC this coming weekend, which is huge because you guys all love.
Oh my gosh!
Finally,
Nico. It's happening. Okay.
Yeah, finally it's happening after years of begging him back. But I used to see on Instagram fairly recently that he's taking photos with film again.
Oh yeah.
And that he's turned his back to digital cameras and digital pictures. He's taking film shots, which is I can't do that.
Cool. That's kind of cool though. I'm into it.
Hell no. That's way backwards.
Yeah, but I mean, I like the option of it. Is he doing it you still have to bring that roll of film. Are there even places that develop that thing?
Just imagine all the photos you take and we delete right now. Go, that's crap.
I know.
He's never know. How crazy is that? Let's take another call. 863-1088. You're purposefully turning your back on technology. Good morning.
Hi.
Good morning.
Hey, who's this?
Hey, who's this?
Hello.
Hi.
Yep. Hi, who's this?
Hello.
What's
Hello?
your name?
Yes, you're on the radio. What's up?
Yeah, what's up? It's Cedric.
Cedric. Morning.
Cedric, what do you got?
So, whenever I work out, I still write the workouts of the day in a piece of notebook. And then I compile it every year. So I track back what's my workouts, what failed, everything.
Sabi niya?
He works out and he will record the workout that he did, and he will do that for a year, compile that for a year, and then look back on it
Yes. And it's
at the end of the year.
analog, so pen and then piece of notebook. I bring that with me every
Why do you
day.
do this? Out of curiosity. I know my tone sounds like you're an idiot. I didn't mean that. But why do you do this?
I
gusto ko pa rin yung susulat kaysa yung nasa cellphone pag nag-workout.
Yeah.
So, pero sa workout lang or yung kahit mga notes mo, any of that stuff is paper and pen, or is it just workout?
Like sa work din, every morning, sinusulat ko rin yung kailangan gawin that day.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll cross it out, like literally yung strike through sa word. Ginaganon ko.
Mm-hmm. It's not as satisfying as taking
I
pen
kind
to
of like
paper.
the strike through. You know, I like the strike through versus say delete something you've done already, because by the end of your list, you're like, you feel like you haven't done anything because it's disappeared. The strike through has a sense of accomplishment and achievement with it. So I'm good with you guys doing the strike through, but not sure.
Yeah, yun lang. Sige.
I am
Thank you.
Thanks.
in this party. Thank you. So cash. Oh.
You paying cash?
I can definitely feel, things becoming more and more cashless. Do I insist on cash because of this? Not really. I think
How much money you got right now? Cash.
in my wallet. Well, I just withdrew some money because I have to pay some bills. So it's more than I would normally have.
How much money you got?
Right now, something like around 8,000 or something like that.
Are you taking Grab on your way home? People like, oh, look, this Sam. Oh, she got 8K in her pocket. Yeah, I know that girl. She literally just said she has $8,000 in her pocket right now.
Which is not normal. That's not how much cash I carry around normally.
You're a target for the rest of the morning.
I'm walking. I probably
screwed
gonna
you
walk
over
over
like
Yeah.
But yeah, it is very cashless, this
Yes.
world. I know we're a little slower to the cashless party, maybe than other countries, but we'll definitely eventually get there. We can ask former Senator Aquino, because he steps in here in about 20 minutes, how he feels about the cashless world and if there's any really effect on government there. But I think we should get a break going here, because speaking of cash, we are going to need to make some for the station. So let's take a commercial break. When we come back, we'll have more of the show. You're listening to Good Times here on Magic 89.9. Good morning, everybody.
Good Times with Mo and Samo.
BTS with Euphoria at 6:31. And speaking of BTS, or the other way people use it is behind the scenes, a good way to watch what we do off air and how we, I guess, prep the show with each other. You can, again, also see that on playback.tv/goodtimes. And I encourage you guys to check us out there. Sam, you have an announcement. What's up?
I do. Okay, so for all of you who are looking to stay fit and look cool this summer, I think you guys should head on to the biggest clearance sale, which is happening at Sports Central. You can get up to 80% off from your favorite sportswear brands from March 13 to 17 at Mega Trade Hall 2. That's over at SM Mega Mall. You can get perks from BDO, SMAC, Salmon, and GCash. And I'll see you there. This is per DTI Fair Trade Permit number FTEB-186995, series of 2024.3.8. I missed that background music. Huh?
What's that? Oh, I don't know. Would that be a little too old school if we had background music during the announcements? Man, when I started radio 30 years ago, they used to do this thing where you'd play the background noise and then you just kind of, in between breaths, you would put the volume up really high and then low. Do you remember those days? God, that was annoying. And I used to always say, I was wondering, why would DJs do that?
I see that happens.
And I don't know. If you're maybe 40 years old above, you probably know what I'm talking about. When you're listening to the radio and the DJ starts this kind of paid advertising announcement, in between breaths, you'd be like
this
pumping up that music so long.
In certain radio stations.
Still happens?
Yes.
It better not be this radio station.
No. Oh, we're not doing that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh God, no. All right. Anyway, it is Magic 89.9. Good morning, everybody. If you just got in your vehicles on your way to work or school, it is Good Times that you're listening to. We have BAM coming up here at 7 o'clock. If you are going to school, and this is maybe a topic, BAM's probably listening. So I would like to get his take on this question when he gets here. Mm-hmm. But in the meantime, if you are on your way to school, I know, Sam, you and I went to the same university.
Yes.
We did not take broadcasting.
No.
This is not our degree. We have a lot of communications students that come up to us and ask for interviews. It always it's always kind of challenging for me to say, hey, you guys picked the wrong degree. You picked the wrong course, because you can get to this job or television without a communications degree. And I know it sounds fun. It sounds fun when you're picking what you're going to take up in college. You're like, oh yeah, mass communications. Love it. But I don't know how many people in the history of this radio station actually graduated with a mass communications degree or organized communications degree, or journalism degree.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you guys at 863-10899, which college degree do you think gets the most return on investment?
Oh.
Like, if you're deciding right now, or you got kids who are high school, and this is always a big conversation to have with them. And I know the modern time is we are going to allow our kids to pick what they want in school. Like, did you pick what you were taking in school?
Oh, fully.
Yeah? Oh, yeah, but your parents are like your parents are quiet.
My dad is. My mom is, chatty and friendly, and she has a very lively personality. Thank you.
Yeah, but we're Asian. We don't decide what our course in college is going to be.
Oh, my parents were not like that. They gave me full, what word am I looking for? You know what I'm looking. Can you read my mind, please? Yes.
Freedom to choose.
That's a good one. Thank you. Yes. Fully.
Yeah, but that's
It
not
was
very
my
Asian.
decision. I suppose, yeah. I guess that's not the common way to. Wow, I do not have words today. The cobwebs are still very much hanging around in my brain. It's a Monday.
It's okay.
Yeah,
English
we're
is your
warming up.
third language. We're okay. That's fine.
Thank you.
There's Korean, there's Filipino, and then there's English. Don't worry.
On? But you know what I
It's your
mean.
third language.
You guys understand.
But in 2024, how many of you guys, or what is the percentage of parents still deciding what the university degree is going to be?
I know. Is that still happening?
Oh, it's got to be. We're Asian. You know how long it takes us to breed that out of our culture?
No, I realize it must be still happening, but not to the same degree, obviously, right? It's 2024.
Okay, well, I want a percentage. What do you think the percentage is that parents are still deciding, or at least have heavily influence over what you're going to take up in school? Because remember, the chances are they're going to pay for it. And I am telling you, even if I live in the U.S. and somewhat Americanized a little bit, they're not picking. There's a group discussion.
Oh, even in the States?
No, in this home, because we're Asian.
Oh.
Because this is a Pinoy household.
Were you?
I am very much going to be involved in deciding what they're going to take.
Really? Were you told by your parents? Is that the route you took?
Well, no, because I told them. I mean, I took like political science in the hopes of going to law school, and so that was the path. It was an easy sell. I'm like, parents, I'm going to law school, but I can't. You don't just go to law school. You got to work your way up, and that's what the pitch was. So
But
they were
that
like,
was all
okay, yeah,
you.
you're right. Political science. That's a really good pre-law degree. Enjoy.
But that was all you.
Yeah, it was me, but remember, I have to sell what the end game is. I have to
may
sell
pitch
the
pa rin
vision.
eh.
Now, if I said, Mom, Dad, I am taking, no offense, let's say pharmacy, for example, they'd be like, no. And I'm like, okay, no.
Okay, so what is the question? Are we asking people?
Well, two questions.
Okay.
What is the percentage in 2024 of Pinoy families who are still deciding on the path for their children as they get to university? How much influence do they have? Has it changed? Are they outright deciding, or are they letting you guys decide? Number one. And then number two, really, what degree has the best ROI? And I am on playback, and I'm reading a couple here. D says accountancy. A lot of Filipinos in the accounting world. A lot of them. Rooney Man on playback says HRM. Is that hotel restaurant management?
Yeah.
Really? I didn't know that. Okay. That's a big ROI.
I mean, and I would think just like a business degree, I mean, like literally ROI, you're going to learn, get into business, and make your returns.
D says engineering. Aubrey said the most Pinoy answer of all time. Nursing. She's not wrong.
No. This is all
Yana
happening
says
on
IT.
playback already?
It's all on playback. Yeah.
Wow. You
Yana says
guys.
anything IT related. Ray says marine engineering, transportation.
Marine engineering.
Is another one. Oh, HRM is human resource management. That was hotel restaurant
Okay.
management.
No, I totally thought hotel.
Mr. Statpat said graphic artist. I do not believe a word of that. Absolutely not. Let's take our first call, though. Good morning.
Hi.
Hi, good morning.
Hey.
Hi,
who's
who's
this?
this?
Hi, Sam. Gab here.
Hi, Gab.
Mo.
Yeah. What's up?
All right. I think it's not really the course but the school. Siguro yung best ROI kapag pinag-aral mo yung anak mo sa mga top schools. Kasi yun yung
And that's so
tinatanggap
old
ko.
school. That's an old school mindset as well. I'm not saying you're wrong, but that's super old school.
But do you have a course in mind as well, a degree?
Sorry?
Do you have a degree in mind as well?
Siguro IT.
Ah,
Saka
Yeah.
engineer.
Yeah, I think you're probably right about the IT. Do you have kids?
No, not yet.
Okay. I want to ask how much influence are you going to have over what they are going to decide?
Did you get to decide for yourself?
Hindi masyado siguro. I think kung saan sila okay. Kung saan sila, kung anong gusto nila, I think I'm gonna be
Yeah,
good.
you're gonna let a 17-year-old decide when you want them to go to the Ateneo, as you just kind of said they have to go to the high-end schools. You know how much money that costs to go to there now. So you're gonna let your 17-year-old decide what the path of their life is with your money.
Fine mo. Okay, sige.
That's what I'm saying. We're Asian. Act Asian.
Gab, thank
we are.
you.
Thanks, love. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.
863-10899. I think Bam is here. Yeah, I thought I saw you wave at him.
Yes, his
No?
team is here.
His team is
Yeah, I think he should be arriving in a little bit. Yeah. I think-
Gladiola says automation engineering. What else? Engineering in PUP, best ROI, paid 600 pesos per sem in the late 90s. Yeah, I mean, the tuition amount these days versus the past is a hard argument because things are so expensive now. We got a bunch of calls here, 863-10899. We'll take them. Good morning.
Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Hey, who's
Hi,
this?
who's this?
Hi, I'm Ang.
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 Okay. Ang.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Yeah, ROI, first realization ko after graduation is... Hello?
Yep.
Yeah, you're there. What do you got?
Okay. First realization ko when I graduated is walang ROI sa engineering. Maganda lang pakinggan ng engineering.
This is one of my biggest fears, that engineering isn't as... Because there's a lot of wow factor when you say engineer. And I still think in these days there are. When you say engineer, it's still big time.
What
But
kind,
why is there
though?
no money in it?
You'll start at 20,000 per month on engineering. Ang understanding namin nung high school kasi is that kapag engineering kasi magandang pakinggan ng chemical engineering, civil engineering, but you'll start at the very low, alam mo yun, entry level sa engineering kahit na mag-top ka sa board or anything. Ang highest ROI actually is computer science. If I can go back in time, computer science ako. All of those batchmates na computer science. Nasa 6 digits lahat ng numbers ang ano nila kahit entry level.
So did you stick, So did you stick it out with your engineering job and miserable at this point, or what happened to you?
No, but it took me 7 years before getting 6 digits. Pero yung mga yung batchmates ko, in 1 to 2 years, naglalaro na sila sa 200 to 300.
Yeah, IT's big
Really?
time, dude. Freaking
Whoa.
shoppers like swimming in cash. Yeah, thanks.
Thank
Good
you,
day.
Ang.
Talk about how the mighty have fallen. Erston says electrical engineering. This is what he finished. Ended up working in a BPO.
Oh.
Now he's a freelance virtual work. Just freelance virtual work. How far?
What kind of
You know how much math
virtual
you have to go
work?
through to get electrical engineering and all that stuff, and then you end up doing freelance virtual work. Erston, I'm not making fun of your money. Maybe you're doing great. I'm just saying. Freelance
Malayo.
virtual work. I feel like you could just watch a couple YouTube videos and done that and not have to go through the whole 6 years of schooling.
Is that what he means? Maybe he runs a YouTube channel and teaching like what he learned in school or something. Freelance virtual work. Love it.
Dude, that sucks. 863-10899. Our lines are full. We're talking about the amount of ROI, like which college degree gives you the best return on that investment. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Mo.
Hey.
Ton here.
Hi,
Hey,
Ton.
Sam.
Hi.
Yeah, I just wanted to go back to the other question on how much degree the parents nowadays are, what did you call them?
The
Influencing
influence.
the...
The percentage of influence in deciding
Yeah,
what
I think-
degree you're going to take up.
Yeah, I think nowadays it's 50-50s because, some of the younger parents are having children now, right? And some of the younger parents, including myself, would want a little bit more of freedom for the children, I guess. So I think it's 50-50. But some of the older parents are still, wanting to have their influence to their children, right? I cannot say restrict the freedom, but I guess to encourage them, I guess. Or
Yeah.
that they want.
You know what's funny is I think if we had this conversation in another country in another radio show, and a caller said, "Yeah, it's really great now. We're really progressive. It's really modern. 50-50." Like other countries would like freak out. Like 50-50. That's prison. And for us, 50-50 is a massive improvement for the past,
That's true.
15, 20.
That's true. That's why I only said 50-50 because I don't believe that, it's like a big improvement. I mean, for the Philippines, right, it's a big improvement.
Oh, no, it is an improvement. It's a big improvement. I'm just saying, in the eyes of other cultures, maybe other countries, they would think 50-50 is stranglehold on your child's life. But to us, that's
I
huge.
get it. Yeah.
Huge improvement. All right, thanks. Have a good day.
Dawn. Bye. I definitely still, the more we talk about this, I definitely feel like it's still like family meeting material. We have to huddle
hell.
and discuss.
I don't think it's 50-50. I mean, I'll respect his answer that 50-50 is what he thinks. I don't think it's 50-50.
More than? You think it's more than?
Oh, hell yeah. 75-25, I think maybe best. 75 meaning parents were going to decide. 25 will listen to your opinion.
75 parents will decide? I'm thinking 75%.
Yes.
We definitely all have to discuss this as a unit. 75%.
Well, ultimately, this is my money is what you're going to hear, though. Copper, who is my wife, who is on playback, hello. Says, in our house, it's 90-10. 90 me and her, 10 the kids.
Yeah, we kind of figured that out. Yeah.
I'm very proud of it. We're cultural people. JP says, hey, can people not in the Philippines call the show? Yes, that's one of the brilliant parts
really?
of playback. Yeah, we are going to take outside of the country people jumping on stage here so you guys can get. And you know why I love about that is it's going to be clearer. Because as you can tell, we leave in our last caller. A lot of it is speakerphone, radio on, stuff that has been plaguing us because you guys refuse to follow the rules. Have been plaguing us on the cell phone. But with playback, it is going to be, you guys can jump on. It's going to be crystal clear. It's going to be awesome. And that is going to happen. Today's kind of our test episode. So we're not throwing out the prizes yet. We're not throwing out, you guys jumping on the calls. But in the very, very near future, we are absolutely going to have you guys on air via the live stream as well. And honestly, a lot of the prizes are going to be won exclusively via the live stream. That's how serious I am about pushing this thing.
So cool.
If you have your phone right now, which I know you do, go in your app store, download playback.tv. If you search Goodtimes, I'm not sure it's going to show up, but we'll try to fix that. But on the URL, just open up your browser, just put playback.tv/Goodtimes, all one thing, and you'll be able to find us. Hit join room, you're in. That's kind of like the subscribe equivalent on a YouTube video, and you're part of it. You'll get notifications when we're doing the show. And remember, we're consolidating both the radio show as well as the podcast into one channel. The podcast, for example, we've got another episode later at 10 a.m., so right after this, the stream will end, and then boom, in an hour, it's back up, and it's the podcast that we're doing. So it's just so much easier.
Are you doing the podcast live on playback now? Is that what's happening?
We do the podcast live all the time, Sam.
Oh, because we always record ours.
No, we record. It's live. The only thing recorded of the podcast is when you're consuming it on Spotify, which will still be there, but the Zoom room is open for anybody to jump and kind of do it live.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, we got a bunch of messages from Playback to read in a little bit, but let's get some more calls because our lines were full. 863-10899. The question is, which degree gives the best ROI and how much of the parental influence is still deciding what you're going to take up. Good morning.
Anton calling from Republic of Quezon City. No?
Welcome.
What's up,
Welcome.
Yes, there's a lot to unpack here. Okay, let me start with myself and my two sisters. So my parents, my dad particularly wanted the eldest to become a doctor. So she became a doctor. The second one wanted to have an accounting degree. So she became an accountant. Myself, he wanted me to be a lawyer, so I became a lawyer. None of us are doing any of those right now. My doctor sister, she's not practicing. My accountant sister, she's not practicing accountancy. I'm a lawyer, but I'm not practicing law for the past 12, 15 years.
Oh my.
Okay, so that plays into that. So the second point is that the past 10 years, I think we've had in the Philippines, the senior high, you're put into strands. So in senior high pa lang, you know na the inclination of the children, di ba? There's humanities, there's ABM, that's accountancy, business management, and then there's STEM, no? So my two boys, one got into humanities, the other one's into ABM. So the older one, when he went to college, took up a business course, and then the younger one is taking up a humanities course, philosophy. So that plays into that, no? Their inclination and what they learned in high school. And then, so in choosing, finally, I'll end my TED Talk, we did it collectively, no? So there's a collective decision. We looked at the courses, what are you into in your experience in high school, you know, what really played up to your strengths. So it became that sort of collective decision, financed by yours truly.
So you're obviously not doing what your parents are doing. I mean, it's really more free reign to your kids. You're just guiding them now on what their inclinations are so that they can maximize their natural skills.
Yep. Galing na na.
Wow.
Okay, teka lang, Anton. But what if your kid said art?
So that would have come from a vacuum, diba? That would have developed over time. Again, showing his interest during, you know, before college. During high
What
school.
if he said YouTuber?
Wala na. Forget all my reasoning. That's out the window.
I draw the line.
So you come back to our people. Thank you. I thought we lost you as one of our own. I'm glad that there's something that does bring you back to who we are as a people.
There are certain lines that we cannot cross, diba?
Look, I just love how modern father he was when he first came on. So, listen, my sister was a doctor. She was unhappy. I was unhappy. And look, my children set the path for themselves based on their skill set that I not only finance but assess. Accept.
But still, I mean, leaps and bounds. Wow.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
and I'm not shocked. I mean, Anton, obviously, you sound like happiness, quality of life, all of those things mean a lot. That's very modern for a Filipino father. And I hope more people are like that, but that's not me.
You'll get there. You'll
Yeah,
get there, Mo.
yeah.
Thanks, man.
Love it.
Have a good
Thanks,
one.
Anton.
You too. Good day.
Bye.
You guys know I've said this many times. I said, you know, do whatever your inclination, as Anton said. That's for the weekend, baby.
But Mo, I mean, you're doing something that you're obviously naturally gifted with. That's like your main gig. You didn't go to school for that.
Can I say something, sir?
Yeah.
And will you forgive me?
What?
How many me's are there in this business?
Oh my gosh. Are you going to start going on and on about how like you're the best and you're number one? And
Quote. Exactly. Exactly.
insufferable.
You brought it up. You set it up. I'm just knocking it down.
No, but why is that? Why are we going to that from what I said?
Obviously, I'm half kidding. I think if you wanted to get into this business, radio, I would lock you in a room for 4 years and you'll never take this at all, right? Because there's no money here. And that's what a podcast is for. If you need to scratch an itch for broadcasting, that's what those things are for. But this business, no money.
So what you're saying is unless you're going to be the top,
Yeah.
like at the top of your game.
I mean,
and
you know that I've made a very handsome living through the years here.
Yeah.
But that's not what happens to most people.
I got it. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Unless you're going to dominate, never mind.
I know I come off like an asshole, but it's the truth though. Nobody makes money here unless you skyrocket in this business. Geez, so much messages to catch up on here. Let's take one more call, and then I think we're out of here. The question is again, best return on investment for a college degree, and have we matured or gone forward regarding dictating what our kids are going to take in school? Good morning.
Yeah, hi, good morning. This is Harry. Actually, I would agree to the other one who said 50-50 at start when it comes to the influence. But I would lean towards around 75-25 once the child would start to say what course they would take. Because at the end of the day, when they say, for example, I want to take up, let's say, music, and then the parents would always say, are you the best at it? Maybe you're good right now, but you're not the best at it, so the ROI would not be that good.
But isn't that the point? It's like, I want to get good at it, which is why I'm going to study.
We talked about this last week regarding bands in school and how terrible they are. Even though they're great school bands, they're nowhere near as good as what they're going to be if they really took it seriously and had some experience and all of that. So they can't be the best at that age, or it's very, very difficult to be the best. It's very difficult to identify your child as the best when it comes to music when they're 17 years old. But I think what I agree with this guy is it depends on what your answer is. Like, if you tell me law school, I'm going to start telling all my friends that my son chose that on his own. You know what I mean? It's like, I have no involvement in that. He's the one. I just want him to be happy. But then if he says music, that's when I come in and go, oh, whoa. Hey, Saturday and Sunday, that's when you do the music. So after your homework, your law homework, then you can take the music.
So what if he says law school, but then, as a parent, you've watched him grow and you know that there is, like, he has zero inclination?
Sabi ko, ang daming different types of lawyers there are in this world. You can be a lawyer for musicians.
Oh, wow.
There. Marry both. A lot of musicians need lawyers too, That's where you're going to go. And then on the side, you can jam with them once you win your case. All right, brother. Thanks for the call.
Harry.
Good day.
Thank you.
Bye. Wow.
Aaron here says on playback, he took up financial accounting. That sounds redundant. No influence from the parents and ended up being a lawyer after finishing his college degree. I guess, I don't know if the parents made him take accounting and then, no influence. And then ended up just kind of changing, which happens a lot, right? When you're in school.
Yeah.
You change your mind. And I think that's why parents are so influential or want to be influential in this decision, is because I want to lessen the amount of mind changing we're going to do in your second year. Because it's sayang.
I think the guidance, we could definitely use the guidance. Yes. You should.
Freedom? Nope. Now, listen, if I were swimming in cash, though, like if I were truly bathing in cash and my children will be millionaires forever, then you can take whatever you want. Gets? Sobrang yaman ako. Okay, you can do whatever you want. But unless we're not that, if we're not that, then it really has to be a group discussion.
So ultimately, it's a financial thing? Is that what it boils down to? Okay.
Oh, of course, it's a financial thing. This entire conversation is a financial thing.
Got it.
In fact, that we said, what's the ROI? That itself is
sure
core financial thing. So it is 7 a.m. or thereabouts in Metro Manila on this Monday morning. We will take a commercial break. When we come back, Bam will be here. Maybe we'll throw his 2 cents into that, and then we'll jump to other conversation. But again, if you are on your way to school and you're having thoughts on what you want to take, you can always call us. We'll act the role and tell you where to go. But if not, if you're on your way to work, wherever you are, thanks for hanging out with us. We're on until 9 a.m. Back after this. Don't go away.
Magic 89.9's Good Times in the Morning.
Let's play.
Listen to Magic 89.9. Good Times is the name of the show, of course. Streaming live on playback.tv. I know there's a bunch of people still on Facebook. No worries there. Those will coexist, but eventually, again, at some point, we'll make that move to playback where we... We will be able to take calls from there, but importantly, prizes. We're going to be giving away prizes every single day. Cash prizes to... Not that. Cash prizes to a bunch of other stuff that you usually see on the show being given away. So absolutely, get yourself the app and make yourself available to stream us live on the internet. Is that Bam Aquino in studio that I see right in front of me? Good morning.
Yes, it is. Hello.
Hi.
Good
Welcome.
morning. Good morning, Mo. Good morning, Sam. Good morning to
Morning.
all our friends at 89.9. I'm back with my voice back.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was hoarse last week.
Oo.
You've recovered.
I've recovered. Last week, di ba, wala akong boses. I was doing the Inday Garutay.
He super had to modulate.
But now it's back.
Heard that name in a
Yay.
Ano, sorry?
I haven't heard Inday Garutay's name in a long time.
I know, right? Right. What a reference. Right?
I haven't heard the reference. What, does nobody have raspy voices anymore? Remember back in those days, there's at least 5 people who sounded like that. Now we don't get too many of them. But Bam, you're here. I'm glad you feel a lot better. Hope you had a good weekend. Trying to do the dog ear thing if I hear like a ground noise from Bam's microphone, but no, I think it's gone. Bam, we were just talking about, and I don't know if you heard it on the way here, but we were talking about college degrees and which one had the best return on investment.
Yep.
And I know we're done with this topic, but obviously you're very much involved in education. It's very dear to your heart, especially in your days in the Senate. Where are you at on which degree gives the best ROI?
Which degree? Well, these days, people are saying it's data science. You know, that's one of the hot ones. Hot data science. But siguro in general, if you do graduate from college, your income potential is higher. Mas mataas na yung pwede mo makuha ng mga sweldo compared to if you don't finish college, right? For the majority. Of course, you have some exceptions. There are some fields where they don't necessarily look for the college degree. They look for your skills. In other countries, ganyan eh. They look for skills more than the degree. But here in our country, it's still, people still look for the degree, no? There are some cases where some students learn on their own. For example, sa computer science, computer programming. Sabi nga nila sa akin, alam mo Sen, ano kami, University of YouTube, di ba? University of Discord and Reddit, right?
Yep.
So they learn on their own and they get the necessary skills, and when they apply, people are checking for their skills. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, that's great. I think that's wonderful. Pero for majority of young people in our country, they still need that college degree to get the higher sweldo. Di ba?
What did you take up?
I'm a nerd. I took up management engineering. That's management and math. In Ateneo. Yeah.
The kiss of death, the engineering word, which
I
people
know.
have said this morning is, well, I mean, when you hear engineering, you get wowed by that. Wow, engineer, right? But I've heard that the starting salary isn't that great if you're an engineer.
Well, I'm not that. Here's the funny thing. Hindi talaga ako engineer. Like, hindi ako engineer Bam Aquino. It's management engineering. So there's no engineering part to it.
The title
It doesn't. But it's really management with math. So it was a lot of math back in college, which I enjoyed. You know, I enjoyed. It's good. It's okay. And ME in Ateneo is known as one of the harder subjects. No? And you can go into anything. You know, we have people from ME going into business, corporate, public service, lahat. So it's a good jump-off point.
Is that what you had in mind? I mean, was that a family decision?
No,
you come from a political family.
Absolutely not.
No.
I went because my barkada all signed up for ME. So, you know, so that's like the second best, di ba? Yung first is ko kasi may girl na gusto ko sundan, di ba? The second best is, wala eh. Yung barkada ko dun eh.
This is so humanizing. I love it.
It's so funny. It's so funny because, like, let's say you took a poli-sci and the whole university is like, oh, of course, Bam Aquino, poli-sci. Of course, he's in Aquino.
Exactly, right? Parang boo, di ba? Parang that's so expected, di ba?
I know, but then when somebody asks you, so Bam, clear, like in an interview, like, okay, Senator Aquino, so clearly you're a poli-sci graduate, but of course you are. And like, whoa. May chicks eh.
Dude, yung isa pa dyan, everyone also thinks I'm a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer, you know?
Oh yeah, You're
Yeah.
not. Okay.
Everyone's like, attorney, no,
We'll
excuse me.
clarify.
I'm not a lawyer. I had a business background before going into politics, right? So people think I'm a lawyer, and I tell them, actually, in the Senate, even in my time, not just now, mas maraming hindi abogado. And I think it's
Yes, we know
actually now, definitely. But back then, you had people in the military, like Gringo and Ping. You had, of course, you had your set of lawyers like Enrile and Drilon. You had people in business like the Villars, for example. You had people in show business as well. You had people from all sorts of backgrounds. And it actually helps. It helps the Senate that we're not all lawyers. Kasi kung all lawyers yan, baka wala ka nang matapos na batas. Diba? Everything's like, you go into the minutiae of everything, diba? Pero people coming from different backgrounds, I think, is a good thing. So,
yeah.
So, no, I'm not a lawyer, and no, I'm not an engineer. And yes, management was math, a lot of math, diba?
I think you're right that a Senate filled with variety is a good thing, but I would like to see more lawyers than anything, though.
Why?
Right? Because you're creating laws. You're making laws.
No, dude. Okay, so ito yan. So I was in law school for a short time. I didn't finish my law degree. I was there for a short time. And I left because I was asking about the Constitution. Okay? So I had a consti lawyer. I won't say his name. And I kept on asking the teacher, the lawyer. Sabi ko, so why was this provision done? Why is this in the Constitution? And he stopped me. He said, this is not the place to learn about why the law was made. This is the place to learn how to apply it. Sabi niya.
Okay.
And so like the next time I left law school after that. Kasi sabi ko, I don't want to learn how to apply. I don't want to be a practicing lawyer. I want to learn how laws are made. Diba? Yeah. So, I think the lawyers are there to help apply the law, help write the law. Pero yung essence of the law, yung bakit, diba, the why are we doing these things? I mean, that comes from different backgrounds. And you don't have to be a lawyer to contribute there. Of course, that's speaking as a non-lawyer, right? But you do need the lawyers to help write it out and everything.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah, and all of these laws, it begins with the intention, diba? Nagsisimula yan. So, for example, yung free college, diba? We're talking about college degree. That started when we would go around and students would say, alam mo, Sen, sa umaga, estudyante ako, sa hapon, crew ako ng Jollibee, and sa gabi, pumapasok ako sa spa, na masahista ako sa spa. Just to be able to finish, 2 jobs, diba? Just to be able to finish, no? So the intention was there, how do we make it easier for people, diba? And you don't really need to have a law degree to do that. You just need some compassion, some empathy, and then some smarts, how to look at the systems, diba? And then you work with the lawyers to get things done. So that's my pitch for regular folks going into politics. You don't need to be a lawyer. You can actually, Sam O, I think, is ready.
Oh my gosh.
To go for it.
I'm good.
Also, I mean, you know what's a shame though? I think if we took a poll though, Bam, of which careers do we least want to see in the Senate?
Okay.
Showbiz is the number one answer.
Oh,
okay, showbiz is gonna be the number one answer. But yet they keep winning. So it depends on who you survey. Right?
And yet they're always number one.
Because it's like
so it depends on who you survey.
It's a popularity game, isn't it?
It is. I mean, campaigning is a popularity game. You have to have that name recall. Going into campaigning, if you don't have 90% awareness, you won't even have a chance of getting it. So these are to the national positions. So, ang laking bagay na nasa showbiz ka, you're before, maraming athletes who were able to make it, or you come from a political family, so yung name kilala na, or you're a broadcaster, di ba? Ang laking bagay talaga niya.
Yeah.
If we could only find a way to get more people to have that recognition, even without that platform, or having platforms that allow more people to be more recognized, that would be the best. But the truth is, in our country, kung hindi ka 90% recognized, and dapat 99% na yun by election day, you really will have a hard time running.
Speaking of campaigning, I was with Mina over the weekend because I was at the Go Negosyo Women's Summit, and we got to talking about how she was working with you on your campaign, and she adores you.
Oh, she used
says,
to...
you're like the best boss.
Mina. Hi, Mina. Mina is the executive director of Go Negosyo.
That's right.
She used to be with me in my communications team. So... and way back when, because Mo and Sam and I go way back when, right? Pre-political days. She was the EP of the Go Negosyo show in like 2006.
Yeah, you guys did a show din daw.
Yes,
Tama,
on
tama.
GMA News TV.
That's right.
That's the first time we met.
Yeah,
That's a long time ago. You know, nung mga ano pa kami, mga teenage hosts pa kami ni Sam O at ni Mo Twister. Although never naman teenage, no? Mga 20s. We're in our 20s, right?
Yeah. We play the role as teenagers, as many do, of course, in show business. They're like, oh, look at this political analyst that's 15 years old. No, we're really 28. But okay, yeah, we'll go ahead and be the voice of the youth. So we'll be. Bam Aquino in studio as he is on Mondays, co-hosting with us. I know over the weekend, Ed Sheeran was here. I hope you guys watched the concert. He is freaking amazing on stage. Truly, I mean, one of my favorite shows to go to is an Ed Sheeran concert. Bam, have you ever seen him?
No.
In concert?
I
No,
haven't either.
not in person, no.
Yeah.
But I'm a fan. I mean, parang ang galing niya, no? Like, magaling siya.
Sure.
Do you know he had that case? He had that case recently.
What case? What?
Oh, my gosh, one of his songs.
Copyright?
Yes, the copyright case, right? So he had somebody sued him for plagiarism. Tama ba yung term ko? Plagiarism ba yan? Or
Probably copyright something. But yeah, they all swim in the same pool.
okay, so yeah, parang plagiarism. Or basically, he copied another song for his song.
Oh, which
Right.
song was this?
Ah, shucks. One of his more famous ones.
Mohan, do you know? Which one?
It's one of the faster ones. I just don't remember the name of it right
Bad
now,
Habits?
but I do
Bad
recall that
Habits.
there was something. Yeah, Bad Habits. Yeah,
Marvin Gaye. So Bad Habits. Nagsue.
I don't know if it was bad. Well, maybe
Was it
it's
Bad
not. But
Habits?
anyway, nevertheless, irrelevant.
Anyway,
like that
one of
song.
those.
Yeah. Oh.
And he won the case.
Oh, he
by,
did?
Yeah, he did by saying, I mean, all songs are made up of chords and progression and all of this, diba? Obviously, hindi ako marunong sa music, diba? But it's made up of all of these things, and parang to say that, you're copying, parang it's difficult to say that because it's such a limited number of
The chances of a song sounding like another song in the history of songwriting is going to be pretty high.
It's pretty
Yeah,
high.
yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you, Mo,
yeah.
for being more eloquent than me. And then, ang natuwa lang ako, after that, he went outside of the courthouse, stood in a car, and did like an impromptu concert right there.
Oh.
Yeah, I found that so
He's
cool.
Cheering like that.
Yeah,
I do like artists who do things like that where they'll play big venues and then they'll play a small venue. They'll do a lot of street shows. They will go to cities that not a lot of big stars go to. Sheeran does that as well. So all of that is, I mean, it makes me love him. And then they do, I like on their Instagram, for example, Ed Sheeran does this, Coldplay does this. I like when artists come here and they'll jump on a jeepney, for example, ride around in the city. They're not just stuck in the hotel waiting for their gig. Kind of immerse themselves. I don't know if they do that for the marketing or for the visuals, but a lot of it looks pretty genuine.
Yeah.
And I saw him doing like karaoke stuff. I love that he brought Ben and Ben on stage, sang with them. I mean, it looked amazing.
That's
and
so cool.
I absolutely love Ed Sheeran in concert. I was also in Toronto, Canada the other day and just got back. And I was eating at a restaurant. One of the waiters who was Canadian, hindi siya Pinoy, came up to me and said, "Hey, are you you celebrity?" It was because in the kitchen, everybody is kind of, making a big deal. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I guess. And he's like, "Hey, listen, I'm going to the Philippines in January, and it's my first time traveling alone. Don't really know anybody, and I'm going because of the wait, Sinulog? Sinulog is in January, right?
No,
Ben?
Sinulog's done. Sinulog's done.
Okay,
Yes.
so of course in Cebu. And he's like, so I mean, it looks amazing on YouTube. And there's like just all this kind of references to Instagram and YouTube. And I was like, no, I've been to Sinulog. It's fine. It's good. Yeah, no, it's great. It's great. But I worry about like, hey, the YouTube stuff, the Instagram stuff, it always drives people to places. Just kind of keep in mind that, that's the social media thing. I love that you're going. It's going to be great. But if you really need some places, let me know. And then I kind of thought about, like, what are some of the tourist traps in the country? And I don't know, Bam, if you would answer that, because you're like, you represent the nation and stuff like that. But are there tourist traps in the Philippines that if you had a non-Pinoy who had no ties to the country, you would tell them to avoid?
Good question.
I'm sure.
863-10899, by the way. You can also jump in here. And again, at some point, we'll get you on playback to jump in. But right now, this is a test broadcast online for the people out there on the radio. Is there a tour trap? Sorry, I'm losing my voice. Is there a tourist trap in the Philippines?
Well, ako hindi...
At some point, was it Boracay? At some point, was it Boracay before the
No, not at all. Because Boracay is still so beautiful. Like, I was just there a couple of weeks ago. Ang ganda-ganda pa rin.
But
Super.
before the rehab of Boracay, wasn't it getting close to tourist trap levels where we're seeing fast food restaurants right there on the sand and like just businesses like just sprawling everywhere, places maybe they shouldn't be in? Or am I exaggerating
beach,
that?
though, I mean,
Maganda
it's
pa rin
hard
eh.
to beat.
Maganda pa rin. I mean, you just have to shift your gaze 90 degrees left and okay ka na eh. Okay ka na eh. But, you know, ako, for me, mga bisita, I always tell them, huwag kayo sa Manila. No, go out.
Yeah.
Go out. Like, as soon as you arrive here, spend the day. Maybe good for shopping.
Yeah.
Because we're actually cheaper than Hong Kong. We're cheaper than Singapore, definitely. So, okay mag-shopping sa Pilipinas. Sa Manila. And then go out. Go
So many
go somewhere
beautiful,
else,
yeah,
diba? Go somewhere else. Go to Bohol if you're like kung family style beach ang gusto nyo. Go to Boracay if you wanna, you know, do the nightlife thing, diba? Go to Siargao if you like, you know, medyo mas surfing ng konti, yung vibe, diba? You know, so many places to go to. Iloilo, because I was there also recently. It's been recognized as a gastro. Alam mo, I forget the word.
Like
Para
a
siyang
gastro hub? Like, is there like a...
Yeah, it's a gastro something hub. And it's like the food has been recognized by, was it UNESCO or something? UNESCO, no? As like a really special place.
Inasal? Is it the Inasal?
Inasal, the bak choy, so many different things in Iloilo. So, you know, ako, that's what I say. Hindi naman sa tourist trap, pero parang Manila, okay na yung isang araw. Okay na.
You're not doing anything in one day in Manila because you can't get anywhere.
Exactly. Hindi sulit yung time mo eh. Diba? Kasi masastuck ka sa traffic. Hindi sulit yung time mo. So, go to one or two places. Okay na yun. Go out. That's what I always say.
I like that. Yeah.
Let me read off some replies here on playback. Oh, somebody agreed with me. Boracay, tourist trap.
Really?
I'm gonna say maybe back in the day. Honestly, I think so. And I mean, I'm not a beach guy. I can enjoy it. I can enjoy it. I just can't stay there for more than 4 days. I have to get back to this wonderful, amazing city of ours that I can't be away from Manila for more than 4 or 5 days. I start getting incredibly homesick. I'm not a province guy, though I grew up in the province. But I thought Boracay felt a little tourist trappy. Another person on playback says El Nido. I could see that.
I've never been.
But I can also see your argument, right? I think Bam said it best. Fine. Is it overcrowded or fine? Is there too many established? You just have to turn your head a little bit, and it's exactly what you see on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah, and alam mo, these days, diba, there's that whole meme series yung expectation versus reality, right? But, you know, these days, parang people are sort of like nagmi-mix-mix na eh. Diba, naghahalo-halo na eh. Like, you know, I go to another country, for example, you take a picture there, that's your reality. That moment that you take, that's your reality. Happy ka na dun eh. Of course, it took you a difficult time to get there or it was not as easy to, you know, but pag nakuha mo na, okay ka na eh.
Yeah.
I don't know, Sam, ikaw.
I think just this whole like social media angle to it, you know, expectation versus reality. With the social media really kind of becoming like a highlight reel of where everyone is going and, you know, filters and just, you know, effects and all that. Like, we just have to manage our expectations a little bit. You know, don't think it's gonna look exactly like this.
But what I'm saying is, hindi ba parang given na yon? You know that what you see is like the ideal. So you kind of expect that it's not that perfect.
Yeah.
Or that to get there, baka mahirap siya to get there. Pero pag nandun ka na sa waterfall or nandun ka na sa hanging bridge, parang okay ka na.
I think so.
I think people do this, say, with the pyramids in Cairo, where on Instagram it feels like you're in the middle of nowhere and there's these amazing pyramids and you're like, oh my god. But then if you just turned and faced the other way, there's this congestion of city and hotels and all of the, you know, KFC and all of that stuff just everywhere. But we're only looking at, you know, the pyramid side, which looks completely remote. And I've never been there, so I can't really say that there is a sprawling, large establishment of hotels and KFCs on the other side. But I think that would be the case. And you just kind of, like you said, don't let it disappoint you when you actually see the pyramids. Don't let all the noise behind you. But take that picture. You'll have that kind of souvenir, and sometimes that's enough. We'll read a couple more here. Ermita is one. Quiapo Quiapo is another. I probably wouldn't go unless you're in for specific history.
Yeah,
right?
what is the draw even?
Quiapo Church.
Is it the church?
I think so. Quiapo Church. The
markets?
Yung
Like
market sa labas. Diba? Food.
Okay.
The food tour. Right? Diba yung food tour ng Manila goes through Quiapo, Binondo, and all of that? Yeah.
Maybe like a whole
Rice
tour
terraces.
of it. That would be fun.
I've never seen the rice terraces. I'm assuming, Pam, you have?
I haven't seen the rice terraces.
Oh, wait.
Parang I have.
Parang I have.
It's been a really long time.
Sam, parang may photoshoot ako doon.
And then some. No, that was Cavite. Forget it. Battle of the Volcanoes. Okay, let's go. Battle of the Volcanoes.
Dude,
Taal
Mayon.
versus Mayon. I'm going to say Taal is a little
Mayon.
bit of the tourist
Mayon
trap.
and-
Mayon is what you want to do.
Taal. I've been up Pinatubo. I actually hiked the thing.
Oh,
And so
wow.
when you get to the top and the crater, there's like very blue water. in
Yeah,
the
there's a
crater.
pool,
It's
diba?
absolutely beautiful, actually. But I didn't swim in it. That's kind of scary. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
probably
gorgeous.
wouldn't.
Baka matunaw ka
But I
doon.
mean, it can't rival Mayon. Like Mayon is to me, Mayon is like, okay, can never be a tourist trap. You have to see it. It's majestic. It's amazing.
But
it's
you've
all
seen
of that.
it.
I think you could probably pass on that.
But you've seen Mayon. You're speaking from
yeah.
experience.
Yeah, and it's
okay.
amazing.
Mayon,
It is.
beautiful.
Okay.
Beautiful, right?
Yeah. The pictures look good too.
I mean, kung Taal kasi, you go to the Tagaytay Ridge, tapos, di ba, makikain ka na rin doon, magbulalo ka na rin
which is
doon,
still
di ba?
nice, ha? Like in the lake and like the.
A couple of new roads, new highways have opened up. So, hindi na siya as congested as before. May time kasi, sobrang traffic ng Tagaytay.
Yep.
Di ba? But ngayon, medyo okay na eh. I think si Calax ba yun? Or Cavitex yung
that's
mga
great.
bagong daan doon. So, it's less congested and there are more establishments like further out.
Yeah.
Yung mas malayo, di ba?
Yeah.
So, parang na-stretch yung area that you can go to.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mag-date ka dun. Mag-date ka. Taal. That's like, you know,
I
Tagaytay is a
think
big
I
dating spot.
will.
You have
I
someone
can do
to
that
enjoy
now.
it with.
Yeah.
Holding hands on a Saturday morning at 6 a.m. in Tagaytay is always.
Such an old school thing, di ba? Uy, Tagaytay tayo. Or ginagawa pa ba yun? Ginagawa pa ba? Ginagawa pa daw. Okay. According to the younger people. Coffee. Let's have coffee in Tagaytay.
Coffee.
Oh, wow.
So huge now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Milk tea tayo, milk tea in Tagaytay. The new thing, of course, is always early in the morning. Sam, we got a quick announcement here
Yes, I
before we take a
do.
break. Again, Bam is in studio. He's here till 8 a.m. What do we got, Sam?
Not a tourist trap is Mega Mall. There's so much happening over there. And if you want to stay fit and look cool this summer with the biggest clearance sale that's happening at Sports Central, please make your way over there. You can get up to 80% off from your favorite sportswear brands from March 13 to 17, happening at Mega Trade Hall 2, SM Mega Mall. Perks from BDO, SMAC, Salmon, and GCash await you. We'll see you there. Per DTI Fair Trade Permit number FTEB/186995 series of 2024.3.8. Again, you can get up to 80% off at Sports Central's clearance sale from March 13 to 17 at the Mega Trade Hall 2. Go.
Love it. We will take a break. When we come back, we have more of the show. You're listening to Good Times here on Magic 89.9. Back after this. Don't go away.
It's Good Times with Mo, Sim, and Bam on Magic 89.9.
Commute time, iced coffee time. It's Dunkin' Coffee time.
Catch-up time, Spanish latte time. It's Dunkin' Coffee time.
Ride time, hot brewed coffee time.
It's Dunkin' Coffee time. Anytime is the best time for Dunkin' Coffee. With a signature taste and variety of flavors, best enjoyed anytime, anywhere.
Anong time na?
It's Dunkin' Coffee time.
Dunkin', pasalubong ng bayan.
Taking on an adventure you've never done before. Going all in twice. Splashing into a refreshing escape. Indulge in tempting flavors and bubbly excitement. Go ahead. Step right into the bolder side of life at Han Resorts. Play, stay, dine, and enjoy. The choice is yours. Han Resorts. Plan play bold, live bold. Gaming for 21 years old and above only. Keep it fun. Game responsibly.
It's time to play bold, live bold. Visit Han Resorts now at Clark Freeport Zone, Pampanga. Visit hanresorts.com or find Han Resorts on Facebook and Instagram.
May instant pa premyo this summer sa SM Appliance Center. Get 600 off on delivery fee. Sabihin lang ang code na delivery pa premyo sa SM Appliance Center store officer. Valid on select items with minimum 25,000 peso net of purchase. Again, sabihin lang ang code na delivery pa premyo. Visit our stores for more summer instant pa premyo offers. Promo runs from March 1 to April 30, 2024. For DTI Fair Trade Permit Number FTEB 186237 Series of 2024.
Shop and get instant rewards with Summer Instant Papremyo.
A new chapter in the history of building and design industry will unfold. Join us as Rolex 2024 continues the legacy that will stand the test of time. Drawn to ascendancy, paving the way towards alpha innovations and sustainability. Coming to you this March 14 to 17, 2024 at the World Trade Center Metro Manila and SMX Convention Center Manila. Register now via www.rolex.com. Rolex 2024, organized by Rolex Services International.
It's Good Times with Mo, Sam, and Bam on Magic 89.9.
Times. Thanks for being here. Bam is with us.
Hey.
Monday mornings with Bam. And Bam, on Tuesdays, so it's kind of like a nice little variety of co-hosts that come through here. On Mondays, you're here. We have Karil, of course, and Alex Calleja on Tuesdays. And then I think Wednesday Kay's here. I'm not sure if Alex is here on Wednesday as well. We just need to find a Thursday person, and we have a whole full morning zoo going on here every day on Magic 89.9 for you guys to enjoy. And it's always good to kind of get your brain working on Mondays, have someone as bright and just kind of all around brilliant person like Sam here. And Bam's okay too. But
no, I was going to say, no, you're right. Bam is the one that really kind of sets the tone for us for the
What?
week.
Really?
Yeah.
Talaga?
Yeah.
Oh no. So
Galing.
much pressure.
You want to move to Thursday?
Pag Thursday, ano na eh, weekend na eh, lusaw na eh, di ba? Parang whatever.
Kind of winding down there at that point.
Perfect.
But you know, speaking of Karil and Alex last week, Bam, they brought up something, and gosh, I can't really remember it word for word, but it's something I wanted to ask you, not really as a topic, but just because you were in national government, you're in national politics, huge, huge seat being a senator in the Philippines. And I think the question was, and I know this is probably from movies and conspiracy theories, but do you think an administration will create a diversion to get everyone's attention there so they can kind of do something under the radar? It's very spinny. It's very... What?
Yes.
Did he nod?
He said yes.
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 Thanks, man. Thanks for the build up on the drama there. Just like, yeah. No, Mo, you don't even have to finish your question, Mo. Yes, we have seen this before in the history of our country.
No, we have. We have. And it's not always hindi siya dahil may masamang ginagawa. Sometimes they just want to divert attention. So they'll bring something up. No, so I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
So before, in the previous administration, may mga series of hearings, you know, may mga scandals or whatever na pinag-uusapan. And then suddenly, media will just say, oh, the divorce bill has been filed. Okay, in the House.
Mm-hmm.
With no counterpart in the Senate. Okay, what does that mean? So that means it's malayo pa yan. Super layo pa yan. But because they know divorce is such a big issue in the Philippines, the media carrying this issue, suddenly lahat magsasalita. Yung simbahan, yung NGO, women's groups, conservative groups, family groups are all gonna divert all of this, all of the attention to that. But kami, in legislation, alam namin na malayo pa yan. May nag-file lang yan, di ba? And the way media will talk about it is as if it's gonna get passed or as if it's gonna be a law soon. Diba? So that does happen. So
when do you jump in though and go, guys, everybody freaking relax. You know how far this is before it gets to my agenda?
Wala. Nobody does that because the next day, iba na naman yung issue. The news cycle is so fast, in 24 hours it's done. So to kill momentum for a particular issue, diba? Kasi issues build up. They don't happen overnight. So some part of the media reports it and then there's a follow-up report. Suddenly people are parang mas interesado sila. People are talking about it in social media. So may momentum. There's momentum to a particular issue and then suddenly the spin doctors, they put something else to distract you and then you're distracted and then the next time you're talking about something else na. So that does happen. It really does happen.
This is what I love about Bam being on the show. Just the dirty little secrets that we can figure out about what goes on in government.
Hindi siya dirty, man. I mean, I would even say that's like, that's common. It's pretty common for people to divert stories because they want other things to be talked about.
But in the example that you gave, Bam, did you mean like, okay, because people's attention is in like the Senate or Congress or whatever, the media will now suddenly bring up something that concerns them because they want something to be talked about?
So ano yan? Siyempre papakiusapan yan. So a congressman or another senator will raise the issue, get media to put out a headline, no? And then all the attention will be there. So madadivert yung attention dito, mawawala na yung original story or the original issue that was being talked about that they don't want to get talked about.
Okay, so it's like
diba?
the diversion. Okay.
Oh, parang wag the dog talaga, diba? It's like, throwing another...
wag the dog.
You're throwing another bone to the dog para the dog will follow another thing, diba? So that's pretty common. Everywhere, all countries, I think, ginagawa yan.
But we were talking about like the power of YouTube a little earlier. We were talking about social media a lot off air that you guys weren't listening or didn't have the chance to listen to the conversation we were having off air. But, one of the great things about reviewers when it comes to, say, YouTube is you can see the real thing. Like sometimes when I'm booking a hotel, for example, and if I go to the website of the hotel, I'm seeing the glamorous photos. I'm seeing the wide angle lens that makes this room look like a freaking gigantic suite when in real life it's very tiny. You see all the spin, you see all the marketing. And then when you go on YouTube, you go to their channel and they give you the pre-produced video and all that. But then you go to regular Tao channel and they're like, nope, this is what it really looks like, everybody. Like, I feel like you could run a whole campaign on, hey, I'm Bam Aquino. I'm going to be in the Senate and I'm going to tell you how it really is. Okay, I'm going to actually take you with me and go, all of that? No, this is what actually is going on. And have an entire, like, millions of young people love you for it. Well, you get what I mean? Like, does that sound crazy? But I'm going to give you the reality.
Somebody won doing that in America, and that was Trump. That's what Trump did. Trump said, it's rigged here. America is rigged. And dude, you're in the States, so correct me if I'm wrong. This is this first run.
The outsider.
The 1%, diba, does everything to keep you down. I'm part of the 1%, so I know what I'm talking about. No? Right. And I'm going to tell you how they screwed you. Diba? That's what he did. And he won. Right? And that's why, if you look at the States, diba, the farmers are the ones identifying with a New York billionaire. Paano nangyari yun, diba? Diba? Napakalayo ni Trump sa mga farmers in America, in Middle America. And yet, they identify with him because he was the one who said, this is the way it works. This is the way that, the system actually gets you.
Though it was all lip service.
Yes.
I don't think he actually showed. He didn't pull the curtain and go, no, see, I told you. There was none of that in my opinion. And so I'm not I guess there's a Trumpness to what I'm saying, but he didn't execute.
He did not.
I'm thinking somebody who can execute would be really cool. Here's another question I have that's somewhat related. How much, in your time in the Senate, how transparent do you think the government in general is with the people? How far ahead, and I know government is big, there's the administration, there's senators, it's just huge, right? But how far ahead, for example, did you know about something before we knew about something?
Siguro, okay, so there are pockets of transparency in government, which is great. No, for example, did you know that our national budget is online? So for the past so many years, going back to the Duterte administration, the national budget is online. So for anybody who will take the time to download it on the DBM website, it's there. It's in an Excel file. You can find out how much is spent where. And not a lot of countries have that.
And this is real. Like, this is factual.
Yes, because this is when I was in the States for my fellowship. This is one of the things that I was studying. So it's there. So meron tayong pockets of transparency. It's really more because people aren't familiar with how things are done.
Right.
Diba? Sometimes they expect things to happen right away and the timing is all wrong. Or sometimes we know that things are about to happen already and people don't understand it yet. No. So for example, here in our country, there was a push for a people's initiative. So mainit yan. Mainit na balita yan, especially in January, no? Nung nagka-dual rally si President Marcos at si President Duterte. That was largely also because of the People's Initiative.
Yeah.
And that effort was going really fast. No, the original timetable of the People's Initiative to change the Constitution was this July. This July may plebiscite na tayo. And a lot of people didn't even understand na, July na pala yan? Magkaka-plebisito na tayo for a change in the Constitution. So sometimes things are happening so fast, hindi mo alam. Sometimes you think things are happening already and yet ang layo pa talaga. And that's when I was, what I was talking about na may mga headline na feeling mo mangyayari na, but actually if you look at the timetable, it's gonna be another year or two, or probably not even gonna happen, but media talks about it as if mangyayari na siya. So may ganyan. And that's why it's really important for people to be able to talk and communicate as plainly as possible. And this is what Mo is saying na, you need people to explain. Oh, guys, wag tayo mag-wild, relax lang, malayo pa yan. Or guys, mag-wild na tayo, malapit na to. And hindi natin alam.
I need
diba?
this person.
Diba?
Yeah.
So that's really the thing. But it's not, kumbaga, you need explainers.
Yeah.
It's not unknown. Diba? Hindi siya parang tinatago, sinisikreto. It's just that there's just that communication gap. And honestly, I'll tell you this, guys, no, people aren't really interested in politics. Honestly, if you look at social media, yung volume, tama ba term ko? Volume ng political discourse is not gonna peak more than 10%.
But I think it's also
Except pag
because
campaign,
it's hard to understand. It's almost like a parang catch-22.
Yeah, yes. Maybe we haven't found the right, like sa States, Mo, it's the comedians who are actually explaining a lot of politics, di ba? Like si Alex does that a lot, Red Oliero does that a lot. They get to explain politics in a comedic way. But here, more people are interested in sports, showbiz, things, pop culture. Definitely more than politics. Kapag medyo may skandalo or kapag election time, definitely the volume goes up. But on a regular time, like now, people aren't that interested, no? So
is that why we see people who run for high positions run poppy, dancey commercials that
they do that. Oh, we do that. we do that. Hindi ako pwede magmalinis dito, di ba? We do that because it works, di ba? I mean, ano yan like in this era of segmentation, di ba? There are some people who will want to see your platform. That's great. Yeah. There are some people who want to see your stand on one issue. Like some people are one-issue voters, right? Diba? That's fine.
That's very true.
And some people, gusto lang nila matuwa sa'yo. Diba? And that's fine too. I mean, I've accepted it. That's fine. They want to hear a joke from you. They want to dance or sing or whatever. At the minimum, you get a reaction. Diba? So, I don't think there's anything wrong with making politicians work hard during election time. At, this is the time of the year na pwede mo silang pasayahin, pakantahin. Why not, right? Diba? Why not? Crack a joke? Why not?
I don't know.
At the end of the day, I hope they still have a platform to share or they still have things to do, diba, for you, right? Yung problema, kung hanggang doon na lang. Diba? If that's it. That's it. That's the be all and end all. Sumayaw ka, kumanta ka, tapos na. Wala yun, di ba? Pero kung
you're talking about the groundwork stuff, right? You're talking about like maybe you're in the province, you're at a rally, but the commercials. I mean, even they're just the brain, the dancing, all of that stuff is what drives me crazy because you know how much that costs, to run that, and instead of maybe informing us about where you stand on very important issues, I'm seeing Bong Revilla dance like an idiot. And it's all over the place. I get it if it were isolated to a rally in the middle of nowhere and you just want to have fun with the local crowd, fine. But man, we're playing the commercials on the radio. I'm seeing it on television. I'm hearing no substance. And I think at least the thinking crowd gets irritated by that stuff.
So I can't believe I'm going to defend this now. But commercials are broadcast to the general public.
Yes.
Diba? And if the general public wants to see that, that's what you put out in the commercial. For the quote-unquote thinking crowd, I'm not sure about that also, diba? You have your website, you have your newsletter, you have your interview with a journalist. Put it out on YouTube, they'll find, it'll get to them. So my point is, there are different ways to communicate. And for what your audience is looking, yung hinahanap nila, yun ang ibigay mo in that channel.
You have to cater to all.
Yes. Because if not, dude, wag ka na mag-compete, di ba? You have to compete. If you
And
gotta
that-
get in the game, you gotta, di ba?
And
Ganun
that
yun eh.
crowd na matutuwa sa commercial is a big crowd.
It's a big crowd. And ako naman, what's wrong with that? Tinintuwa sila. What's wrong with that, di ba?
I don't know. We have a bunch of calls coming in and out here, by the way. Sorry, we're pretty chatty here. But if you want to jump on, I promise we'll give you a chance now. 863-10899. Good morning. Thanks for being here. We got Bam on the show. It's Monday.
Hi.
Caps on.
Hi,
Good morning.
Sam. Hi, Senbam.
Hello.
And,
Hello.
Yeah, there's no topic, so I think I'm gonna ask Senbam a question.
Sure.
So, number one, I don't like Duterte.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, I don't like BBM because he travels abroad a lot.
Okay.
Number three, and this is the thing that I most hated. I don't like the lineup of the senators right now.
Okay.
So I think my
Oh, well, I don't like your cell phone connection. How about...
with Senbam run, and I think two ex-senators that I would like to run. Number one is Senbam, and number two is Senping.
Oh, salamat.
So
Thank
I think
you.
that's the question.
What's your name, sir?
XP.
XP?
Yes.
Ooh, nice cool name. Is that a gamer reference or hindi? Of course. Okay, so XP, good to... Thank you for that. Yeah.
Hey, can I ask you, XP,
Yeah, why
something?
not?
Do you want to see Bam dancing on a commercial?
Sure.
But I think by next May's election, I think I want him to dance the
He's already.
I want him to dance the Korean.
Korean, Sam. Turuan mo ako, Sam. Anong Korean dance yan?
He's already doing it.
Hindi, XP. Ito.
Blackpink song.
Blackpink?
Oh,
Blackpink? Wait, hold on. I will fix that right now. Here we go.
Ano ba dance step yan? Ano ba dance step yan?
Oh, man. Here we go. Let's see.
I'm so sad you're missing this.
Thank you, XP.
man, I
Salamat.
love it.
But dude, tinan mo, si XP, he wants to see Senator Ping and myself back in the Senate, which is great. Thank you. But he would enjoy a homage to Blackpink.
I mean, you know,
Why not?
It's
fine.
Again, range. It's one of my favorite words. It's range.
Ganito na lang. Okay.
Okay.
Kung ako, magaling pala sumayaw ng
Blackpink.
will you think less of me or more of me?
Of course, not less of you.
More naman, di ba? See? Okay.
Less.
Much less. Especially with your talent, Aquino. Much less.
Because I know you, Bam. I
XP,
know
thank
you're
you.
smart. I know you mean well. I know that you genuinely care about the country, the youth, education. I know that. I know that for decades of personally knowing you and what I see and your performance. So when I see you do something similar that the idiots do,
Dude, wag naman.
don't like it.
Okay, I'll give you an example.
Man, that's
okay.
true, man.
Okay, ito example to. This is the 2022 campaign. Okay, 2022 campaign. So, nagsimula na yung campaign. Si Lenny was gaining ground, and then a number of influencers on TikTok asked her to do like mga dance moves and stuff like that. Okay. And there was one particular one where she did the Hadouken pose. Hadouken, Street Fighter, okay?
yeah, okay.
And then the ad or the influencer was gonna do parang i-fireball ko yung corruption or whatever. Parang ganyan, okay? Oh man, what a firestorm ang nangyari.
Why?
Maraming nagalit. Okay? Marami nagalit. The Mo Twisters of this world nagalit.
Parang, you stooped down to that
Yes,
level like
ganyan.
that.
Ganyan na ganyan. Okay? And talagang wild siya on Twitter. Okay? Take note, Twitter Okay, sa Twitter siya nag-wild. Wild talaga. Marami nagalit. Okay? In a subsequent debate, tinanong si Lenny noon. Sabi niya, so what do you think about how your supporters got so angry that you did those dance moves and poses and all of that? She also did like a Taylor Swift dance at some point, no? So, sabi ni Lenny, ang rami kong volunteers who are doing this for free. They're doing this because they want to communicate to the people that they cater to. And for me to do this, it's such a small thing. Ang liit na bagay lang to honor their volunteerism. Which I felt was such a great answer. It was also very genuine on her part na ang liit na bagay lang naman to na sumayaw ka, do all these quote-unquote silly things, but it's what your volunteers want to see. And what's wrong with that, di ba?
Do you think
In a different context, though.
do you think the sequence matters, Mohan? Like, if you're doing the dancing thing first to get people's attention and get popular and whatnot, that would maybe bother me. But if you're, you're prioritizing the platform and the issues and, blah, 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 and then later on kind of like cater to, okay, you guys want to see me do other things? Because I'm game. I can do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think Bam, your example, Bam, is because she didn't lead with that stuff. It just so happened to be in the moment, and they wanted to see something funny. Yeah, sure, I'll do that too. But it's not like we knew where she stood on a lot of things before you have a little Kenkoy funny stuff, the silly stuff. She didn't lead with silly, and it was a one-time thing.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Your example.
I will not lead with
example-
silly.
Please do
Just
not
be
lead.
silly sometimes. On Good Times with Mo and Sam O. Doon lang ako silly, promise.
Okay, fair enough. 863-10899 is our phone number. A lot of politics talk here, but I think it's cool. I think it's just kind of unpeeling some of these, these layers of what it's like out there. So we'll take one more call. I got another question for you here, Bam. Or we'll take another call. I got another question for you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey. Hi, who's
Morning.
this?
This is QB.
What's up,
Hubie, can you turn off your radio, Hubie?
Sorry.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So based on the topic, with the government, will you do those silly for the position?
I'm sorry, again?
Things on a typical day, front of cameras, with all the media.
Was your question, would he do that once he gets into the position? Like, while you're sitting?
If he's not running for that position, will he do that silly things?
If you were not running.
Just to inspire?
I think the context is that you were already, like, let's say you've won a Senate seat. You are there. You know what this experience is, Bam. Do you guys then just shut off, whether it be you personally or you see this amongst other senators? They just shut off the silly stuff because, hey, they're already in. That was the point.
Good question. Good question. On my first time, I shut it off. But as you two know me, I'm a little bit of a silly person, di ba? Medyo kenkoy ako, di ba? You know that, right? Hindi ko naman tinatago yung aking NBA video game life, right? And all of these things. But I found out that people actually want to know you, And I think the first time I was there, we really focused on policies. Nakafocus kami sa batas, polisiya, and all of that. And it's just that the times have changed. And people want to know more of you. And if more of you is genuinely, you like these things, you like doing these things for real, like hindi siya fake. Like, as you guys know, yung video game esports advocacy ko is real, right? Then people want to see that. People want to see that, di ba? Some people might think it's silly kasi, ano lang yan, esports yan or whatever, but that's genuine to me, di ba? So I think now what we're doing is we're not turning it off. We're just letting people see who you really are and what you really like, di ba? As long as totoo.
Right.
Yeah. Because if you pull,
I guess ang tanong ni Hubie, sumasayaw ka ba talaga ng Blackpink? So the answer is no. The answer is no.
But he'll try.
That's the funny thing. It's all about the truth. This is kind of, I don't know, just an honest answer from you. Are the government are really true? At least 50% or 100%. Based on the current news, current affairs. I'm just wondering.
Oh, the news true. The stuff that we see on the news, whether
It's not all
online.
true. It's not all true. Hindi ko masasabi ko ng porsyento, but definitely it's not all true. Definitely. And yung isa pa dyan is iba yung plano, iba yung execution. 'Di ba? Maraming planong maganda. 'Di ba? Pero nagagawa ba talaga? Do people really feel these changes? Are their lives really improving or not? O hanggang plano lang, hanggang statement lang, 'di ba? That's the other thing. Sometimes the news, they do like to talk about the plans, ano yung mga statement and speech, but they don't really see ano ba talagang epekto sa baba, ano ang epekto sa tao, 'di ba? And that's I think is something na hindi nakikita ng maraming tao rin.
Thanks for the call. We appreciate it. Have a good day.
Thank you, Hini. Salamat.
Right. Okay, take everything we've discussed about what we want to see in transparency, communication, and from our leaders. Can you name, and let's just stick to the Senate. Who do you think is the best at it? Who do you think is the best current sitting senator at being genuine? Like the fun is real fun. They're not doing it stupid, stuff like that. They're actually genuinely that kind of person. Okay. Right? They're good. They're transparent. They're what we said. I would love to see a guy go, "Hey guys, relax, everybody. This is what's going on." They communicate truly and effectively with the general population. Who do you think that one person is right now?
It's hard for me to talk about the current set. Although I'm very close to a number of senators there. Like Senator Risa, Senator Grace, Joel, a lot of these guys. But siguro from my time, kasi it's hard to talk about them now. I'm not there, di ba? But during my time, I really appreciated the old timers. Serge Osmeña, Frank Drilon, Ping Lacson, Tito Soto, these old timers. Like I don't think they would mind if I said old timers kasi ibang generation naman talaga kami. They're like the age of my parents, di ba? But those guys, even JPE, even though we were on separate magkaiba yung pananaw namin sa maraming issue, di ba? But I really appreciated them because they did their work. They studied really hard. They came to sessions prepared all the time. And when you would debate with them, when you would interpolate with them, they would welcome it. Kumbaga, they welcome people asking them more about their laws, even challenging them. Di ba? Senator Recto is another one that I also appreciate a lot. So a lot of these guys are not my generation. They came from previous generations, but I really learned a lot from them. So
look at the names that you just put out there, though. Let me see. I don't think any of them are celebrities.
Tito Soto.
Yeah.
Tito Soto.
Oh, Tito Soto. Okay, yeah, there. Yeah, but my point being, you want like truly bright people sitting there, and so when you get into these debates, they're fruitful, they're meaningful,
and they debate.
There's substance,
and they debate because there was a time, and I wasn't there na, they would refuse debating. Diba ang ano kasi yan, diba? So after you sponsor a speech or you sponsor something or you raise your hand, someone's gonna say, "Oh, will the gentleman from so and so be open for some questions?" And the tradition is you say, "Yes, I am open for questions." Kasi pag tinatanong ka, the person asking you or debating with you represents the people asking more about what you're pushing for. Diba? Kung yung tinutulak mo, yung sinusuportahan mo, they're gonna ask you, diba? But there have been cases where people say, "No, I am not open for questions."
Wow.
And that was a shock for a lot of people na nagdaan na sa Senate. Parang, pwede ba yun? Hindi ka magpapatanong? Hindi pwede yun. Kaya nga tayo may Senado eh. Diba?
Who did that the most?
Secret. You can find out in the records. Find out for yourself in the records.
I actually feel like there's not enough debates happening. Like, especially when there's an election. Parang there's not enough debates happening. Or like people just don't show up to a debate and like that seems okay.
Alam mo, okay. So, this was the thing eh. During my time rin, there was a sense of expediency. Parang kailangan, we have to come out with more stuff. Diba? So people will say, and I was also guilty of this, wag mo na ako tanungin sa floor. Don't ask me on the floor. If you have concerns, just send it to me. I'll try to address it already and put it in the amendments. So for example, somebody would say, the coverage of this provision is for this part of the country, dapat mas malaki or mas maliit. So I'd say, wag mo na tanungin sa floor kasi nagmamadali tayo. I'll just put it in. And that worked for expediency. Some really difficult laws like the budget, that works sometimes para mas mabilis and we can get more things done. But the drawback to that is the debate should be something important for people to see.
Yeah.
It should be something that people, it's on the record. Diba? Tinanong ko talaga, bakit ganito yung nilagay mo? Bakit ganito lang yung penalty mo? Bakit ganyan? And it's on the record why. If you do it, behind the scenes, and that can be done also, it's not on the record. Diba? So, I think it veered on one side masyado na lahat inaayos na lang before it gets to the floor. And, sayang eh. Kasi the whole point of, I forgot who told me. I think an uncle told me once that they would cut class in the 50s to go to the Senate to watch the senators.
This
or
was
the
your
60s.
cutting class ganap?
Yes.
I
was so shocked. Sabi ko talaga, yeah, we would cut class, go to the gallery, and watch Tanyada and Jokno and Aquino and Marcos and all of these guys debate on the floor. And kahit magkakaiba yung posisyon nila, like they come from different parties, but they would watch that debate.
Wow.
There's this one country, was it Poland, I think, where a celebrity won. Okay.
Yeah.
He became Speaker of the House. Poland ba to? I'm trying to remember which ano. So what that person did was ginawa niyang entertaining yung mga debate kasi host siya. So can you imagine kung si Bo Twister, yung Speaker of the House natin.
Gosh, that'd be so fun.
And then ginawa niyang engaging yung mga debates.
I will cut class for this.
Dude, top rated siya sa YouTube. That the parliament of that country, because the Speaker of the House used to be like a host, like a radio host or a TV host. So it's possible.
There's an idea.
It's possible, di ba?
Yeah.
Make it interesting. Get people excited.
Yeah,
diba?
yeah.
These
Yeah,
days
we'd like
kasi-
to see Robin start a fist fight. I mean, that's what I'm hoping is going to happen. Very, very South Korea-esque, Samo. The passion of these politicians as they throw chairs at each other.
Yeah, South Korea, di ba? Nagsasapakan sila.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Yeah, they fight all the time. It's
They
like
get
part
into
of it.
Yeah.
But okay, real quick. I know you got to get out of here, but we're talking a lot about debates, and it's good when you see senators ready to debate, and you named a couple. Who are you most? I don't want to use the word afraid.
Oh, I was. Sabihin mo na pare, afraid.
Okay, who are you afraid to debate because you probably took a black eye?
Okay, I wasn't. Okay, hindi sa afraid, but I had to be super prepared.
Wait, but your question is because you're afraid it's gonna turn physical?
No,
physical?
No.
Metaphoric,
I meant black eye,
metaphoric.
like just kind of a debate black eye. Yeah, sorry. The context before that was actual physical violence.
Wala akong
Let's move on from violence.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Wala akong physical altercation sa Senate. Although there was one time may inawat ako na senador.
Oh.
No. Okay,
Yeah,
see,
yeah,
Bam.
yeah.
Ooh, Bam.
Basta. May inawat ako. Hindi ko alam kung ito yung type na, pare, awatin mo ako, pare. Hindi ako sure kung gano'n or talagang inawat ko. But I could feel some muscles tensing up when I grabbed the shoulder. Di ba? That's also in the record. You can look for that. But talking about the debate.
You held back. You held back
Yes,
somebody.
ako yung nag-aawat. Ako yung parang,
okay.
pare, no. Let's not go here. Ganyan. Awatin mo ako. No, but the one I was really had to prepare for was JPE. No.
Yeah.
Who I think is 100. No?
Yeah, he's 100,
right?
yeah.
So, JPE was the oldest at the time. I was the youngest at the time. Okay, so bookends kami. With a good 60 years difference, 50-something years difference, no? And it's like like in the NBA, di ba yung mga rookie, they let you get the bags, you have the towels and all of that. So, pag rookie ka sa Senate, these old-timers will really like take you through the
ringer.
Take you through the ringer. Talagang i-interpolate ka, and really hard. And you gotta show what you're made of, di ba?
That's so
Kumbaga,
intimidating.
it is, but you gotta show what you're, syempre, mayabang ka rin naman, di ba? And I'll tell you something that Tito Frank told me rin later on, but you have to prepare, and si JPE and me were interpolating the budget, and I was defending someone's budget, and it went on for almost an hour, I think, no? Yeah, Tito Dick Gordon is another one. He really likes to take you through the paces kung new ka,
Yeah, I can see him.
And you gotta match up to their energy. You have to know your stuff. You have to have that's why maraming, when you look at the hearings, maraming parang staff sa likod passing you pieces of paper. That's because they're either Googling or trying to find out, because sometimes they're gonna ask you some crazy stat how many students actually graduated in my hometown, mga ganyan. And you're expected to know that, right? Kagayan, parang ganyan, di ba? So, you have people in the back going through data and everything, passing you numbers. So, it's like you have to prepare. And afterwards, and tuwa ako dito, I went to him, usually shake the hand of the person who especially if it goes on for about an hour.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, Iho, you did a good job."
My gosh.
Iho,
Is there
naiho
any
ako, thank you.
Bigger validation.
Yeah, and to think na we were usually always on the opposite sides of issues, di ba?
Oh, yeah.
Tito Frank said something to me, maybe on my first month, I was being too differential to everybody because everyone's a tito, everyone's like a tita. He goes, "Oh, Iho, don't forget, everyone here has one vote." He goes like that. Everyone here, we all have just one vote. Don't worry about it. Parang ganyan.
You're just as important as all the others.
Which is cool, right? That's cool.
But do you think the other senators, first-timers who come from huge influence, get that level of rookie hazing? Because Bam, you got the last name, obviously, so there's a track record. But you got Manny there in his first run, or you get somebody. Yeah, you get Manny would probably be a really good example, or even Robin, because they're so polarizing. Can they get the treatment a rookie would get
Manny was hazed. Si Senator Pacquiao, he was hazed. Yeah, so he had a boxing commission bill that was interpolated for months. Okay. But and Tito Frank was the one. That's on YouTube, actually. That's on YouTube. You know, of course they sensationalize it a lot on YouTube, but he was interpolated for months on that bill. But when you talk to him after, he'll say, "Oh, you know, after that whole hazing thing, si Senator Frank actually helped me a lot also. Like he would go to the office and he would get, you know, some tips and everything." So yes, the hazing does happen. I don't know now. I mean, I'm not part of that Congress now. Pero back then, you know, whoever you are, you go through it. And it was good for the old timers to be there. Iba-ibang generation kayo. So there were like 3 generations like when I was in the Senate. You had the ones who were there in the 90s, like Tito Soto and Tito Frank and Tito Ping. You had those who came up in the 2000s like Kiko Pangilinan, Ralph Recto. And then you had the younger ones like me, Grace Po, Nancy Binay, and some others. JV. You know, so there were 3 generations and it was also a different dynamic. Ngayon kasi, wala na masyadong old-timers. And parang sayang yon. I think they're missing out on that. Because the old-timers have a lot of wisdom, they have a lot of stories, and they'll babatukan ka talaga kung ano, kung out of line ka, babato. I mean, not physically, di ba? Pero you'll feel it, di ba? In a parliamentary way, you'll feel it. And it keeps you in line. And the work ethic was such a good influence on all of us.
Oh,
I know you're running super late, Bam. Can you even just do 30 seconds for this answer? Is there an age? Should there be an age limit, though? I mean, the big talk here in the U.S. is that Joe Biden's too old.
Yes.
And to run a nation, just way too old. And you bring up JPE, who's 100, but even like very prominent in politics, well past a Biden age. Should there be like, okay, dude, come on, man. Like, you're too old for this game.
I'm gonna say I don't think there should be an age limit in the same way there shouldn't be an age floor. Kasi marami tayong floor 40 to be president, 35 to be senator. You know, I don't think those are valid anymore. Why can't a 30-year-old be a senator?
So it's just about like how sharp you are mentally, like that as long as you're able to deliver.
The less, the less barriers there are. I know it's been, I think we even debated this like 7 years ago, yung educational attainment. I think napag-usapan na rin natin yan so many years. I'm not for it also. The more barriers there are, the less people can make it to these positions. So less barriers.
My barrier is dancing. Like, if you dance, then you're out.
Wait, if you dance well or you don't dance well? Kasi if you don't dance well, di na ako makakabalik, pare. Problema ko yan.
No, actually, that little Bam Pink in your area that we saw, that was better than that was better than some of the stuff that we've seen.
We have birthed a slogan, people.
But I stole that, by the way, from somebody here on playback who said Bam Pink in your area. But Bam, you are in our area, but I also know you have to go. But again, the time moves by so fast when you're here. And as we said earlier, and as Sam kind of highlighted, you do set the tone for us on Mondays. So thanks for being here, brother. We appreciate you so much. Anything, I don't know, you want to tell the people before you head out here?
Una, thank you. It's always a pleasure to be here every Monday. Hello to my eldest daughter, Rory. She always listens on the way to school. Hi, Rory.
Hey, Aww.
Yeah, and on Thursday, I'm in Baguio for a talk there, and we're doing some content there also, going around seeing Mayor Magalong also. So see you in Baguio, guys, this Thursday, and see you guys on Monday next week.
Of course.
Yeah,
Look
for sure.
forward to it.
Real quick, just because you said your daughter's listening, how much influence are you going to have in what degree she wants to take?
Zero.
What
Zero.
Zero.
Wow. But there will be a discussion, yes? I mean, are you guys gonna huddle?
I'd like to think that she would ask for my opinion. Pero ako doon, choice niya, bahala siya. Tsaka malayo pa eh. She's only 9. So, you know, I've got like 10 years to go, right?
To influence her.
To change my mind.
Well, no, because that was the topic. That was the first topic of the day when you weren't here is, you know, I think historically, Pinoy parents, maybe 75% influence in what they're going to take.
Yes.
And somebody called and said they think it's 50-50. And I think if it's 50-50 in 2024, it's a huge step forward in allowing your children to have a bit of freedom. I don't think we're anywhere better than 50-50. If we say better, meaning the student gets to dictate or decide without parental influence or direction. But I think if other countries were listening to us, they'd be freaked out at how involved we are in the destiny of our children.
Yeah, because in the Philippines, the destiny of your children is the destiny of your family. Ganon dito, pare, di ba? So everyone is involved. But I'd like to think my daughter will be, ano ba, tama ba? Again, I have 10 years to change my mind. I'd like to think that by the time she gets there, she can make her own decisions, di ba?
Fair enough. All right, brother.
Thanks, man.
Bam Aquino in studio. Thank you. We'll see you again on Monday. Enjoy Baguio on Thursday and have a great rest of your week. We will take a commercial break. When we come back, we have more of the show. You'll see the Good Times here on Magic 89.9. Don't go away.
It's Good Times with Mo, Sim, and Bam on Magic 89.9.
It's Post Malone at 8:16. You are listening to Magic 89.9 on this Monday morning. Sam and I are what's left of the morning show for today. Tomorrow, though, of course, we've got four of us with Alex and Kay back in studio, which should be a whole lot of fun.
Yeah.
Sam, announcement. Go. Fire.
Yes,
what do you got?
we do have one. All right. If you want to stay fit and look cool this summer, there's a clearance sale happening at Sports Central. It's the biggest one where you can get up to 80% off from your favorite sportswear brands from March 13 to 17 at Mega Trade Hall 2 SM Mega Mall. Perks from BDO, SMAC, Salmon, and GCash await you, so we'll see you there. This is per DTI Fair Trade Permit number FTEB-186995, series of 2024.3.8. Again, get up to 80% off at Sports Central's clearance sale from March 13 to 17 at the Mega Trade Hall 2.
I have an announcement as well. We have partnered with playback.tv as an app that you can stream this radio show as well as Good Times with all the podcast that Sam and I do with Alex and Chopper and Nico coming back, believe this weekend. And we'll see a lot of other people there, of course, through the years. But you can stream these two properties live on playback.tv/Good Times. And we're doing that right now. We are actually saying hi and hello to all the people over there who've been very interactive this morning. It's kind of the announcement that it's the first time you're hearing it here today. And I just want to remind everyone, you're going to be getting prizes. You can jump on the show if you are in another country and you listen to us abroad. Of course, you don't have the radio signal. You might even be in the province and not have the radio signal. This fixes all of that. I know that many of you have streamed us on Facebook. Ultimately, all of it, including the other Magic 89.9 shows, will be on playback.tv. So head over there, playback.tv/Good Times. I believe Magic 89.9 will likely be there. I'm not 100% sure about that. We'll wait for that announcement. But definitely the Good Times one is /Good Times. Get the app. You can listen to us there. You can interact. And, of course, the prizes, which is going to be big. Every day you're going to get something. And we're going to hear from the people there. And some of these prizes could be exclusive really to the live stream. So definitely. Remember, this is live. Okay? Live. If you want the recording of the podcast, don't worry. People kind of freaking out like, oh, my God, I can't download it anymore Spotify. No. Listen to every word live. The live stream is going to be on playback.tv/Good Times. So please download it. Look for us there. If you can't find us on the search, just go to that URL, open up a browser on your phone, go to the URL, playback.tv/Good Times, and hit join room, because that's kind of your equivalent to subscribe, and you'll get notifications of when the show's starting and all that. Please do it. It's trust me, it's totally worth it.
Sounds good.
Oh, say hi to Anne, who's in Shanghai, who is listening via playback. It'd be great, though, if like on the chat, because we do this on the podcast, Sam, where we would ask people to put their username and then what city they're from. So we can kind of give shout outs to all the different countries and stuff.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
so
one day we'll see flags or whatever. I don't know, but it would be great for you guys to tell us where you're from, because we love when people listen to Magic 89.9 from different parts of the world. Always very cool.
Super cool. Mm-hmm.
Sam, before Bam left, he said something off air that you somewhat panicked about.
No, I didn't panic about it.
Somewhat panicked.
I did not.
Okay, well, let me tell you what he said.
Panic is a strong word. I did not panic.
He said, Sam, when are we going to double date? And he means because he knows Sam's boyfriend, and I don't know Sam's boyfriend. Like, this is really rude. But it's okay. I'm waiting for the announcement. We've talked about this.
I didn't do that on purpose. Like, it just so happens that, yes, they are acquainted. And, I mean,
And I find that to be a backstab, but it's okay.
Why? I mean, you guys can't hang out anyway because you're over there. You're like halfway around the world. We're over here. I mean...
Yeah, but I tell you about everything. And you're nosy. You're nosy in my life.
I am not nosy.
Tuloy what happened.
What? I'm
you're
not nosy with you. Whatever.
Yes, you are. The moment I say something like, oh, and then, that's
you
your
mean
line.
On the show. You mean on the show. On the show.
No, even off air.
No, that's not true. I mean, on the air, of course, I have to do that because we have to get the conversation going. It's a back and forth, obviously. I have to be interested in the things that you say, you know.
All right. Okay, fine. But here's my question I want to ask you guys. 863-10899, by the way. We didn't hear a lot from the people on the phone because we talked so much, but I would love to hear from you guys. And as well, if you're on the chat on playback.tv, I'll read some of your responses. But here's my question. Yeah. If you had to marry, I know this is early, Sam.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to put any unnecessary pressure on, Boylet. But if you had to marry your partner in the place where you met, where would that be? Where would that be?
Oh, you're just really asking about like where is that?
Yeah, like this is for everybody, including Sam. If you were going to get married, or you may be married right now, and you're listening, but if the parameters of this question were you had to have gotten married where you met, where would that be?
Okay.
I know. Answer.
Oh,
go.
mine would be
like a radio booth.
I was
right?
gonna say. I was gonna ask. It's the radio booth, right?
Yeah. I would if Chopper and I were going to get married where we met, it would be right where you're sitting. Like the priest would literally sit on that chair.
Oh my gosh. No, that's perfect though. That's perfect. My answer is boring. It would be a restaurant. However.
A restaurant.
Huh? Which restaurant?
Oh,
it's like a Spanish restaurant. But I think there is a chance that we might have to get married in a radio booth as well because he reminded me when we quote unquote first met that we actually had met prior, like years back, because he had guested on the show because they were gonna plug something. And
so he stalked you from way back.
Oh yeah. Why wouldn't you stalk this? Like you.
Yeah, look at all this, baby. Look at all this stockable. This is all stockable. 863-10899 is our phone number. If you had to marry your partner where you first met, and remember, Kay just got remarried. Kirill just got remarried over the weekend, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Right. Yeah.
So maybe we should have thrown this out tomorrow, actually, right?
Yeah.
But let's take our first call. 863-10899. Good morning.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, good morning.
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 I was surprised the phone rang.
The what?
We barely hear you because you're on speakerphone, and it's like the kiss of death on the show. Because
I'm sorry. Is this okay?
Much better.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, sorry. I'm driving it. Okay, so we're actually married na.
Mm-hmm.
But
we met.
Sorry. Regarding the topic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. We're actually married na, but considering where we met, we would have been married in Soler, particularly in the parking area.
Huh?
Oh,
that happened?
I was going to say, maybe not that. I mean, that's realistic. Soler, and then you said parking area. Then it becomes okay. Probably
sorry,
not.
Because we were the contractors and subcontractors of the project.
Oh.
When it was being built.
Oh, cool.
Very good.
Yeah.
You should. Like, if you do a
so interesting.
A cute Val renewal would be literally at the parking lot of Soler.
Yeah.
I think that would actually be kind of cute.
I just think it's cute.
How long did it take for this professional relationship to turn romantic?
I made sure that the romantic relationship is not affecting the professional relationship because we're in different departments. So he's on the construction side and I'm on the office engineering side that time.
Got it. Okay.
Right.
Thanks for the call. Appreciate it.
Thank
Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye. I just hope, he was concentrating on the construction side and not kinikilig and all of a sudden,
That'd be nice. Yeah.
maybe missed a couple of pillars that need to be standing there.
It's fine.
863-10899 is our phone number. If you had to get married in the place that you met, where would that be? Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey.
Makoy pare.
Oi!
Oh!
Makoy!
Good.
Hi!
You sounded higher pitched a little bit there. What's up, boy?
Medyo maganda kasi yung topic tungkol sa pag-ibig. So kailangan medyo gandahan natin yung tono natin.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Where would it be?
I'd be marrying her sa West 305. Yun yung classroom namin.
Oh, you guys met in school.
Anong school?
I still know the room number. It's West 305 sa Mapua, West Building.
Cute.
I thought it's an all-boys school. So, lalaki ang asawa mo? That's so cute.
Alam mo, Twist, napakatanda mo. Matagal nang may babae sa Mapua. Pero mas konti sila. Basta naswertehan ko lang nakuha ko yung isa sa pinakamagandang babae doon.
So, like, wait. Is that college? College sweethearts?
Yeah. College sweethearts. College sweethearts. We've been together for about 2002, so 22 years.
Wow.
Again, in the spirit of what Kay was talking about last week, would you do a vow renewal at West 305 in the all-boys school that is Mapua Cardinal?
Definitely. That would be a good idea. Maybe sa 25th anniversary namin, pwede. Basta pumayag yung Mapua.
Yeah, well, they should. It's good publicity for them when McCoy, the star of Machong Chismosa, was it? Machong Chismosa podcast.
Alamin mo naman yung title ng longest running comedy podcast sa buong Pilipinas. It's Machong Chismisan, guys.
I love the visual I'm getting.
I don't know if your wife is a husband. I don't know if it's Chismosa or Chismosa or Chismosa. I'm just keeping it gender neutral.
Gusto ko lang sabihin din sa mga nakikinig na Mo Twister and Sam O both guested there. You could check it out on Spotify.
Yes.
So.
I did.
I did too.
Mine was a question mark. I did?
You did, Potek.
Macho Chismosa is out and get on Spotify. The longest running comedy podcast in the country. Hard to give a claim like that, but he does it, and it's true. Thanks, McCoy.
Thank you. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.
Love you heaps.
Bye.
Love you heaps. See, I love you din ako sa lalaki. See. Justin said a hospital. He would marry his wife at a hospital. I hope it was a patient-patient relationship because that would be fun. Prawn says fully booked. Moa?
The bookstore. Oh, cute.
Rod said Naiya as they were both flying to Dubai. That's really cool. 863-899. Let's take another call. Where would you... Like, if you had to marry your partner, your current wife, husband, boyfriend, whatever, girlfriend, it had to be in the place where you first met. Where would that be? Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Hey.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, I think a few years back, you were laughing like when you're doing hashtags in the different places in the country. So mine is, very tall vegan. So
oh, no.
We met in vegan.
Your audio is butas-butas. Is the only way.
Yeah, your audio is rough. Did you say vegan?
Hello?
Are you there?
All right, never mind.
Sorry.
G. Kim Angelica says UST Engineering Building Room 502. Boy, is this show mabenta sa mga engineers? Like, are we? Is that our clientele? Like, I've read 10 engineers and I got Bam who's engineering as well. 863-899. Good morning.
Hi. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Good morning.
Hi. What's your name?
Good morning.
Yeah, Jason.
Jason. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I had to turn down the volume of my car stereo.
Anyway,
so yeah.
Hope you get married in the
me and my wife, we got married last year, and
Congrats.
we met at this resto bar. We were drinking at another table, and their group was also drinking on the other bar, right? And we had a common friend. We were introduced to each other, and we were also planning the same thing, like your topic right now. Unfortunately, both of those bars already closed down, so yeah, we had to go with the garden wedding.
What is it now? See, the thing is, if it's another bar, it's great. You can still do it. But if it were a different business, like let's say it's, I don't know, a spa or something, I mean, that would be so funny.
Yes,
or even if something a bit more...
It's Nuat Thai right now, and the other one is
Mohan! Yeah. I'm so impressed.
Yeah, that's a spa right now. And,
yeah, it's a massage place. It's a Thai massage place now. Galing mo ah.
Yeah. So,
were you drunk when you guys met?
we came there first. At least my group, we were there ahead like an hour and a half. And
so you were
I think
drunk.
I'm already, a little bit tipsy. And she was parking, and fortunately, she saw one of my friends, our common friend, and she said, "Hey, Ian, what are you doing there?" So I like, "Ian, who's that girl?" And I never stopped from there.
Oh. Well, congrats on getting married.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Congrats. Later.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.
Spa would still be nice. Are we taking one more?
I mean,
We're taking one more.
yeah, people do this. Like they will have like a girls thing at a spa, like a nail, whatever. I don't know.
Oh, guys go to spas too, Sam.
Well, not like that, obviously. It's like, the opposite of what we're trying to do here, getting married. Hi.
Look, you have the bachelor party and the wedding at the same venue. It's amazing.
I hate it. Hi, good morning.
Morning.
Hi, good morning.
Hey.
Hi, my wife and I met in Dubai.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it's in an island. It's a Greek island. So, I believe mga ex-Dubai makaka-relate. So, I visited Dubai for a visa. So, parang 2 months lang siya. So, I have to exit from nearest country. So, which I chose as is Iran, Kish.
Yeah.
And then, ayun, most of the Filipino opted to have their exit in Kish kasi mas mura siya, mas mura yung mga hotel as well. So, I met my wife there. So, bumibili siya ng battery that time sa Kish Island for the camera.
So, they met at a store? Is that?
Yes. It's a store, but I forget the name. But the restaurant, then first our dinner is in, we call it, tagpuan yata yun in Kish.
What? Tagpuan ng what?
Tagpuan. They call it tagpuan kasi maraming Pinoy dun sa Kish Island.
Okay. All right.
So, yun yung namin. Tukos na kilala.
All right.
Okay, love it. Thanks for the call. Appreciate it. Have a good day.
Bye.
Speaking of that part of the world, as I said earlier, Ramadan is its first day, I think today or tomorrow. You know what? I'm not Muslim, but I am interested in jumping in on that fasting because they lose some weight this month, boy.
I mean, you can do that without being religious.
I know, but just that force, though, the force of you cannot drink water the whole daytime.
No water.
You know how freaking hard that is?
I know. Oh, my gosh.
I have so much more respect now for that Ramadan fasting. Now that I've learned a little bit more about it.
Right.
It is tough.
Yeah. Hey, just going back really quick to the topic that we were just doing. Did you have a bachelor party before you got married, Mohan?
No, I don't believe in bachelor parties. I'm
Same.
so strongly against it.
Me too. I just wanted to, just got me curious.
Yeah, no, I think the bachelor parties are stupid and anti the point of getting married anyway.
Yeah.
I know that you guys are like, oh, this is the last time for freedom. Don't get married, dumbass. But I am also very, very strongly against like prostitution and all that. So like I'm really against it. So I never understood that. I don't even understood how women allow this. And maybe more now as we are a bit more equal in society, maybe girls are like, yeah, but guess what? I'm having one too with the Magic Mike Classic Edition. And it's, hell yeah, it's fun. I'm going to have as much fun as you guys. How about both of you just have some clean fun? Why not have a party together with your friends? I don't know. But I'm massive against the bachelor party.
Okay, all right. Just checking in on that.
Because if you're okay with me cheating then it's on.
I mean, it doesn't always go that far though, right?
8631089. You had a clean PG rated bachelor party.
Or bachelorette.
That's tomorrow. That's tomorrow.
Okay.
Tomorrow's clean bachelor party.
Or bachelorette. I mean, the girls too. I mean, they can.
Oh,
get
whatever.
really
Yeah. But
into it.
you said, do us guys really have to do this? Yeah.
No, I'd love to
10
hear
then.
this tomorrow. Yeah, we'll do this.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll jump off the whole, wedding.
Yes.
But yeah, no. Clean bachelor party? I'm sure we're going to get a call for some nerd.
I'd love to hear it.
Or we can do the contrast. We can go for every clean one, we just want the raunchiest, dirtiest, nastiest, shut down the Spakol and had my party there story. Like we need balance on this. So anyway, we got to take a break.
Excited.
When we come back, we have more of the show. You're listening to Good Times here on Magic 89.9. Don't go away.
Good Times with Mo and Samo.
8:41 on this Monday morning. It is the 11th of March.
Why are you?
Because I was trying to get your attention off air, as you know. I'm in a different country. Sam is in a different country. And I was like, ah! And then here's Sam. And again, if you're watching on playback.tv/Good Times, kinikilig siya while texting. She's like,
I am not.
You were.
I'm not even talking to my boyfriend right now. It's someone unknown.
And that's the red flag.
Because I'm not. You're so annoying.
But don't you do that? Like, don't you feel that way when you see somebody kinikilig on their phone? Like, you just can't stop being happy for them.
But I wasn't kinikilig.
Unless they're your partner. I mean, if they're your spouse, then you're scared. Like, oh, sino yan? Ngiti mo. You know, but when isn't this so true?
No, you're happy for them.
When you're looking at somebody na kinikilig on their phone as they're texting, and they've got that little shake, and they got the little whole body's moving like this, and you're happy for them.
Sure, yeah. Good on you.
I think it's cute.
Live it up.
Sam, by the way, can I say thank you before we the reason why we have to take a break actually here in a little bit because we're running behind on commercials, but can I just say thank you for one important thing that you've done, and I just wanted to make sure it was dramatic and it was important and it was recognized because
it's probably not worthy of any of those things. But yeah, what is it?
No, it is. I mean, listen, we've been partners for on and off here for a while, and I always say that my best, if not tied for my best, the best version of the show is when you're here with especially with Nico and stuff. Thank you for watching Dune.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
Finally, somebody listened to me. God damn it.
No, okay. No. In fairness naman to you, I think your recommendations, I don't know if it's because like we have...
Hold on. While you're saying that, I'm going to get my phone and pretend I'm kinikilig. Go ahead.
No, I don't know if it's because like we have similar taste or... I do generally like everything that you recommend. I like the songs that you like. I like the shows that you like. I got into the Dune thing. I did not get to finish the movie. It's quite lengthy and it was just like too much excitement for one night. But I'm into it.
It's so good.
And there are so many biblical themes in there. It's fascinating. I love it.
A lot of Messiah talk in Dune and Dune 2 especially. So just wanted to say thank you for finally bringing some level of... You know, it's funny because Kay texted me on Saturday and she was like apologetic for not watching Dune. And I didn't even call her out on it. She's like, hey, just want to let you know, sorry, I haven't watched Dune yet. I'm like, why are you checking in?
Is adorable.
but yeah, super adorable, right? But she, yeah, Elena, you know, we got married, so we didn't get the chance to finish.
We got married lang
like,
naman.
Yeah, watch your wedding first. Yeah. You watch Dune tomorrow, though, okay? At your honeymoon.
I'm so excited for them to be here again tomorrow. Yay.
Yeah, but thanks for that. You know, another thing I kind of want to bring up about watching TV series, movies, and stuff is... I download some stuff, I guess, or somebody who looks like me downloads some stuff on the internet, and I'm already at, if it's not 4K, forget it. Like, I'm such a snob, resolution snob now. I just cannot do 720p HD. Like, cannot watch it. It looks ancient to me, and I'm not even sure 1080p is my minimum.
Wow. Wait,
yeah, I know. I'm a resolution snob.
So this is even when you are watching on like a computer screen, because, you know, I'm sorry to bring it up, but Mo has like a little home theater set up, you know. So I would think, yes, the resolution would matter if you're watching on a much bigger screen like that. But we're just talking...
By the way, hi, Nico Ramos tuned in right now. He just represented BSE. Thank you, Nico.
Hi.
Yeah, listen, it's got to be 2160 or get it out of my face.
Just all across the board, whatever the screen is.
I mean, certain TV shows and like say sporting events don't get up to 4K, but I'll delay just in case it releases.
Wow.
But I think 4K is my minimum. I know. I look like a butthead.
A very, very crisp butthead.
Yeah, yeah. But at least it's the butt is crisp. So, do you have a minimum?
No.
Or do you even know? Like, do you even know what?
No, I am.
Do you even know what these numbers
aware.
mean?
Yes, I am aware, but it's not something that I'm gonna pass on something because the resolution isn't quite up to par. No.
This is Dune, though.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna watch it on hazy resolution, of course.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that.
A torrenter would know that it is unacceptable to 720 anything in 2024. Here. Thank you.
All right.
It's got to be 4K. I listen. It's not absolute. Fine. Will I do a 1080p? Fine. If it's not, just hasn't released. Fine. But that's all.
All right.
I gotta take that break.
Well established.
Morning, Morning, Nico. Can we confirm Nico's going to be back on BSE?
When
this
are we
weekend?
recording?
Sunday night. Is that okay with you?
Sunday night, yeah, is okay, actually.
Okay, but late. I know that we go early morning, but it'll be late, like 10 p.m. late.
What? Well, we gotta wake up early for Monday. Well, I have to.
That's why Bam is here. He'll take. Bam runs the show on Monday. It's easy for you on Monday.
Is that gonna be the regular recording schedule with Nico?
No. It'll be shorter. I promise. It'll be. I promise you, because even Nico's complaining how long the podcast runs for.
Right.
It'll be shorter. I promise on Sunday night.
And not every Sunday.
Just this Sunday for now, and then we'll see.
Okay.
But reminder, everybody, we do have a podcast episode coming up right after this radio show. So if you're on playback.tv/goodtimes, you should get a notification. I'll make one. Make sure that you know to jump on there. It'll be Alex Chopper, myself. It'll be a quickish podcast episode as we start to perfect our little playback interface here. But real quick, if you want to stream this show live as well as the podcast live, we have teamed up with playback.tv/goodtimes. The really good thing about it is the interaction, the chat. That is super fast, and I'm going to be reading off your answers. Wherever you are around the world, you can listen to the show. But really, the big thing is, hey, man, we're going to bring back prizes daily. And that's coming up very, very soon. So to have that ability to win wherever you are around the world and all that stuff is going to be great. On the podcast, we'll give away GTWM merch. I know there's a huge demand.
Want merch.
Yeah, huge demand for the hoodies, for the shirts, the caps, even shoes. All of that stuff can be sent to you guys wherever you are around the world. And we're going to be doing that on playback.tv. So again, anywhere. And the podcast is very international. The radio show as well. While terrestrial radio says that you can only hear us in Manila, we say feh to that. You can listen to us anywhere on playback.tv/goodtimes. So make sure to download the app if that's how you consume it. If not, jump on your desktop, your laptop, whatever. Kick in a browser there. Type that URL, hit the join room button, because that's basically hitting the subscribe button. And from there, you'll get notifications when the show's going to start. You'll see the schedule. Oh man, it's so organized. I freaking love it. And I want to say hi to all the people that tried to test us out today, because this is the first day we did it here on the radio show. So thank you guys for being there. And I anticipate way more of you guys to be there in the future, because as we wean off the Facebook live stream, most of the stuff you're going to see, if not all of it, on Magic 89.9 will also be on playback. So make sure to do that. We will take a break. When we come back, we got 10 minutes left on the show. We have a lot to discuss. I'm lying, but we will be back after this. Don't go away.
Good Times with Mo and Samo.
It's Maggie Rogers, and don't forget me at 8:56 on this Monday morning. Oh, my voice is going to shut up.
And you still have to record a podcast.
I do, and that is at 10 a.m. Manila time with, of course, Kalia and Chopper. That is going to be an AMA episode, as we call it, for GTWM. So please wait for it on Spotify. But in the meantime, stream it live on playback.tv.
I got it on my device, too.
What?
I got playback on my device, too. So we're in.
Did you hit join?
We are in.
Did you hit join?
I will do that later. Yeah. I want to say good morning to Neil Dalimpinas. He's celebrating his birthday today, so happy birthday.
The most Pinoy name of all time.
I know. Coming from McCoy and all of us here at Magic.
I love it. We want to thank you guys for hanging out with us here on this Monday. We appreciate it so much. We'll be on again, of course, tomorrow at 6 a.m. with Alex and Kay in studio. So it'll be the four of us for the next 2 days. And then, it'll be fun. It's super fun with that group.
Yeah.
And that's the next upcoming days. And feedback's been great. Again, as I said earlier on last week's show. And Kay's a bit of a revelation as a radio
Love
DJ.
her.
She's performed.
Adore
Amazing.
her. Yeah.
So we'll see you guys tomorrow then. Yes?
Have a great day, guys. Bye.